listening to M.T.V.B. Podcast. Movies, TV, video and board games. This show may contain swearing.
Hello, welcome to a brand new episode of the M.T.V.B. podcast, the podcast that talks about my four favourite subjects, and that's movies, TV shows, video games, and board games. I'm your host, Anthony, as well as most people know me as the Ant-Man, and welcome. So guys, we've done the movies, we've done the TV, now we're going to do the video games of 2021, and I'm joined by a bunch of guys that love to talk about video games. Guys, please introduce yourselves around the table, please.
Hi, I'm Goku.
Hi guys, it's Gal, aka Grey Fox.
Guys, welcome back to the show. Welcome back for the games of 2021.
Yay!
Wow, this is going to be a tough one. I'm clashing with you definitely.
No, you know what?
There will be clashes.
I think I'm safe. I'm not going to ruin anyone's. I've gone not to do it on purpose.
Right.
Mine's quite unique.
Okay.
This time.
I'm intrigued now.
I love that. And there'll be like loads of clashes.
First one, my number one.
It's definitely ruined Goku's. I just have to.
Hey, who cares, man? If we clash, we clash. It's our list at the end of the day. So, guys, how are you? You're good?
Oh,
Yeah,
fantastic.
man. Been good.
Yes.
Nice.
Good
So-
to be
Busy, but still got time to make it for the MTV podcast, baby.
Damn right. You left the B out. Don't forget the B.
I said the B.
We'll get me for mine and then board ship and say, why did you mention the B?
I said the B. I'm sorry, guys.
That's all right. He did say, very last minute. We corrected him. We go, cool, yeah.
Absolutely. Exactly. Yeah.
So shall we crack on then? We just do a few questions like normal and then do our top fives, yeah?
Like
Yes.
usual,
Yeah, let's go for it.
baby.
So obviously this is
Let's
going to
do
be
this.
video games of last year, 2021.
Yep.
Did you guys get to play many games of last year?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
you must have done to get a list, but did you play a fair few?
Yeah, without a doubt. I think also, guys, beginning of last year, we were still in that heavy lockdown and stuff. And
That's
I think
right.
I remember
Yep.
that time, at that point, I remember getting the PS5 and stuff and also the Xbox and everything. So it was a good opportunity to play the next generation games as
Money.
well.
Listen to this guy. I got PlayStation.
I'm jumping on that shit.
So he made time. You made time for gaming though.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I guess especially since January and stuff.
Hang on a second.
Pretty much done.
We pre-ordered PS5 this year. Was it the last year? Or was it the year before?
It was
last year.
It was last year.
year.
Yeah, it actually came out in
Not bad going considering you're a key worker and you still managed to get gaming in. No, good on you, sir. Good on you.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is the weekends, or like, because normally I'm busy on the weekends, right? If I'm not with you guys, friends, or family, whatever. But
Sure.
obviously everyone was locked in at
but
home, so
Let's take
just
it back
made
for a
it
minute.
back.
He's the type of guy that schedules how he plays. So.
This is true. We did mention on an episode before.
So, like,
Yeah.
it got
He has
me
a TV
there.
schedule now. He's got a video game schedule.
I'm also wondering how he watches porn. I reckon it's like Mondays must be like Buka Buka like special, like Friday Gang Bang.
do you know what we have to do? We have to
And
show this.
Sundays.
I thought you were going to mention the Babadook then. Or something.
Sundays like
The Babadook.
softcore
Babadook
storytelling stuff, stories.
This is so good. I can imagine a gal's wife listens to this in the future and him getting beat.
I'm amazed how you're like, oh, he can fit video games in. How does he feel he's porn in?
He must be doing it in some sort of like.
Yeah.
My mind boggles
Interesting.
with you, mate. But Gal, did you get to play an awful lot?
You know what? Making the list, I was like, whoa! I actually managed to play a huge lot of games. Like maybe not, like maybe half of them not completed because some of them were like quite multiplayer, and then again, obviously that has you need to grind a lot in that.
Sure.
Yeah.
But for me, a lot of good. I plowed through a lot of games.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, and really, and surprisingly, I think there was a lot of good games, and and a lot of indie games come out.
That came out and stuff. Yeah.
And
It
it's
was especially
surprising for a
the
lockdown. I reckon
Yeah.
it's probably because obviously it's something they worked on the year before, and lockdown helped them, sort of thing. And they got released out next year, and I think this year is going to be a bit slow
Because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, anyway, personally,
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's only March at the moment, and we've had a fair decent amount of
Elden
new
Ring,
releases already.
Horizons.
Yeah,
Exactly.
man. Just
Yeah.
like, oh, just keep them coming.
That's what I'm saying. Keep going. And it was like it's like I was saying, because there's a lot of games that were kind of delayed, weren't they? And they kind of got pushed to the beginning of last year. So it's quite good, and it all just came together. And I think a lot of them also for the Xbox. So with the Game Pass, like a lot of
that kept me going through last year big time.
Absolutely, yeah. Because a lot of them, like before a week of release, they probably knock on the doors of these studios and say, "Listen, like it doesn't look like you're getting a few pre-orders. Do you want to just release it on Game Pass?" And I think a lot of them actually did, and that was great for us because paying the subscription price and we were getting these like A-list games.
Absolutely,
knowing about
Don't
it
forget the remastered one, upgrade versions for Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding.
Oh yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
The next gen upgrades, weren't they? Yeah.
And Mass Effect as well.
Exactly.
They got updates, so it's a good chance to go back and play.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Effect,
I saw that today on the Xbox.
Oh, the legendary
is it
edition.
on the list?
Yeah. Ooh.
Only time will tell, guys.
If it doesn't spoil your top 5, did you have any surprise hits of last year at all?
Yeah.
There was loads, like
was a few.
some I can't mention, but
That's fair. No, we will do obviously later, won't we? So
there were.
Yeah.
There's been quite a few surprise hits for me, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And I won't mention them because they might be in your list. But some like indie games surprised me a lot. Like,
Sure.
There were quite a few damn good indie games that come out last year.
Yeah, some really like smart ones as well. Like I played it's not on my list, and I don't think it's going to be on yours, honestly, guys. There's one game called Pedestrian that's actually now in the Game Pass.
I know of it. Yeah.
You know the one, and it's like a puzzle game, but it just uses signage, and it's like a stick man who goes through the signage. It's the most genius kind of game and concept, and it's so simple to play and understand.
Nice.
And it's little things like that. But then again, you won't discover it unless you're at home during a lockdown and still kind of just like browsing through and see
Actually having the time to
do that. Yeah. So there's little games like that. That's just one example of many, I'm sure.
I had one. What was that packing game?
Oh,
No, I didn't say that word.
Moving out.
Yeah, come out.
What a game!
I don't want to say the other one. I think you're a loser. You might have that one.
No,
so I won't say
I think I know what you're talking about. No, I don't have it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Moving Out was brilliant. Yeah,
Moving Out was a genius little game. So frustrating.
Yeah, right.
But a genius little game.
Absolutely.
And there was a huge year for Pokemon as well. Like
of course it was.
Pokemon. Obviously, Arceus came out this year, but
I love that. The thing is, I was watching Gabs. He said it, and he didn't intentionally. He just naturally flew out of his mouth.
It had to come out at some point, didn't it?
Yeah.
Did Guardians wasn't this year though? Was it? That was last.
It was last year. Yeah, Guardians was last year.
Okay.
I haven't played it, but it's on Game Pass now, isn't it? So hopefully I will get a chance to play it.
Yeah, that was definitely from last year. Yeah.
There was going to be an honourable mention.
Yeah, same.
But no, there were, like you said, there were quite a few. I mean, I didn't get to play I played enough to warrant a list, but I can't think of any off the top of my head that was a surprise hit for me, to be honest. Oh no, tell a lie. Second Extinction I liked.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
There was another one that I don't know if it's on your list. Outrider.
Yeah, I know Outriders. Yeah.
That was quite good.
As Second Extinction, I was actually quite looking forward to that, and the only thing is, it's still kind of like in a preview phase.
Yeah,
so
I don't get that. It's been over a year and it's still a preview.
Yeah, so I don't know if we can actually warrant that as an actual game yet. So,
also,
damn good. Left 4 Dead with dinosaurs. What's not to like, man? I mean, come on.
The Ascent.
That's sick.
That was,
yeah.
That was sick.
That was like the cyberpunk sort of thing. Yeah,
soundtrack.
That was so good. So hard as well, but so good.
It is really hard.
Definitely.
And Psychonauts too. If anyone.
I haven't
it's so
played that.
good.
Is it good?
It's good.
I've heard that game.
It's some funky sort of...
I saw that you were playing that last year.
It's like a platform action.
To be honest, I know of the original, but I've never really played it.
Yeah, I'm the same. I gave it a try. It's basically like Psychonauts. You dive into people's head and their brains are what they're thinking is their level sort of thing.
Oh, wow.
Quite interesting, yeah.
Pretty awesome. That's like, there's another one. What's it, The Little Nightmares 2?
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Yes.
Genius
game.
Yeah,
my daughter, she got into the first one literally the beginning of the year, and we were playing it together. Just out of sheer luck, the next one was out in February. The month after, it's like, we've got to get that. I can't believe I forgot that. Yeah, good shout. Yeah.
I think our other comrade Gaudi, he
played
streamed
online
that as well. He played it online.
Himself.
I remember watching him playing it online, and it was quite scary. And I'd like give him little like texts on Twitch to be like, go left, and then 5 seconds later, he'll get a response.
Look up!
Oh yeah, look up! It was really fun. Yeah, that was also another fantastic game. Yeah, that's quite good.
Was that so? Again, going back to if it can't spoil your top 5, was there anything in particular you was looking forward to last year at all? I mean, mine I can't say because it's my number 1. But so we'll go into later.
Okay.
Yeah,
anyone else at all?
I was looking forward to one that I mentioned to you earlier. Like,
Yeah.
Oh man,
Nothing happened.
Since it was announced, I think almost 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I've been looking forward to it, and it came out last year. So
Nice.
I can't.
Finally came.
Finally came
So
out.
good.
Did it live
But
up
it
to
wasn't disappointing.
No,
It wasn't like
my
that
God.
big hype for Cyberpunk,
I'm
and then
gonna
that
say
happened.
I'm going to say something devastating, and when it comes out, you're going to be like, "What?"
No.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm super intrigued now.
Yeah, the plot thickens. Eh?
Now I know why you wanted to do this episode so badly.
It's
As
for
soon
that
as I
one
played
point.
it, that first 30 minutes, I was like, "Yeah, this is going to be my." And after I completed, put 60 hours, and I'm like, "Oh my days, this is legendary."
Whoa, you put 60 hours?
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is a full-time working dad who put 60 hours.
Thank you.
That says a lot, and
That does say a lot.
yeah, that's pretty good.
Thank you, guys. At least someone appreciates this shit.
What about you, Gogo? Any surprises? Sorry, anything you was looking forward to last year?
Do you know, I've never played the Ratchet and Clank games, but I was so looking forward to the PS5 one. And yeah, it's not on my list. But I remember playing that. Coincidentally, I had COVID during that week.
Oh,
and
shit.
I thought, this is the week that I'm just going to buy this game and play it properly. And I've never had the
Barely
opportunity
being able to
play-
breathe, but I can play a video game.
Exactly. Okay.
You're hardcore, dude.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
It's
Fight
like
for
one-
it.
Yeah. He's like, I'm pressing the R2 button. I'm taking a breath after every push. Can't do this. Yeah. That was fantastic. I mean, we're playing that.
That was an experience.
Absolute experience. Yeah. And especially on the PS5 and the DualShock, beautiful looking game, you know, and potentially could be on Gal's top 5. I'm looking at him right now and he's staring at
He
me.
knows it is. And
Oh, is it? So I'm going to say no more. I'm gonna
And
leave
you know
that.
what? I'm going to correct you. You did not buy it. You borrowed the game from me.
Oh, shit. I did. Yeah.
Right. Did he actually give it back?
Yes, he did.
Thank you.
so
At
was
least
I had
someone
to
gave it
ask
to
right,
him.
okay.
I had to
That's
go-
the first time I've ever known you to give a game back, Gogo. So
This guy,
usually he
man,
trades it in
I
after.
I bought it. Like you borrowed it off me.
This guy.
Yeah, I did actually borrow him.
Fucking
Oh my
guy,
God.
man.
That's the first time I borrowed a game.
Don't trust the pharmacist, man. Fucking hell.
It was an awesome game. It was
But
a-
yeah.
it was a good game. Yeah.
So my final question is: are you looking forward to anything this year at all?
Oh my God. Yes.
There is
I think
quite,
list. Okay.
well,
Go on, yeah.
there was loads of coming out this year. I swear.
Yeah, so something like Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh, yeah.
God
Shadow
of War.
Warrior 3 I want to play. I'm quite looking forward to that.
God of War.
I still haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn. I would like to... Forbidden West, I still want to play that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. What I'm going to say, Anne, is, yeah. You're going to love it. Mate.
Pokemon Violet and Ruby.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
yeah.
coming out.
Sorry, was that a Pokemon game? Yeah.
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 It's just
There's one I'm looking forward to on Xbox, which is a game I've been waiting actually years for because it's been making for years. It's called Scorn.
Scorn.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it. It's like very much like a HR Giga sort of first-person shooter, and it's all like... it's like an organic world, and all the guns are organic and everything. It looks very visually surreal. Like,
I bet.
but have a look at the trailer for it. It's going to come out on the Game Pass some point, hopefully this year. It was meant to be out last year.
Yeah.
And there's another one that I think Bethesda are doing it. It's called Redfall,
Oh, okay.
and it's like an
Bethesda.
online fighting, hunting vampires thing. That again exclusive to Xbox. So.
That sounds really cool.
what about Starfield? That's not this year.
Oh shit, that is. That's right.
Starfield.
Remember,
Is it
this year?
Starfield. Yes.
Oh my God.
Good shout.
I
Good
cannot
shout.
wait.
And I've obviously God of War. God of War
God
looked
of
good.
War.
God of War as well.
I
Ragnarok.
think there's loads we're still
Yeah.
missing, but
Yeah, Starfield. I
That's
completely
you.
forgot.
there's
What,
one
good shout.
I mentioned to you earlier that I was looking for. The trailer released ages ago. Tunic is out, and I'm playing.
Yes,
as well.
you're playing that at the
That's
moment,
pretty
aren't you?
good. Yeah, it came out last Friday.
Is it on the Switch?
Yeah, it's
Or-
very.
It's
Zelda.
it's Xbox's Zelda
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
with a
okay.
fox, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
a
with a
fox
little
character.
tiny little.
Oh, that's
There's
really
another
cool.
game like I think it was released in one of those state of plays, Project Eve. I don't know if you guys remember. It's
Yes.
like this like anime woman, like everything jiggling.
Everything jiggling. Did you say?
literally, like, over the top.
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
like quite anime-ish, and it's got like a flair of like Dark Souls-esque, but
Nice.
they haven't released anything after that, so I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah, that sounds pretty
A bit
cool.
of like Vanquish. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
It looks a
Back
bit
in
like
the
that.
day.
Check it out. It's pretty.
And Gotham Knights has finally got a release date, so looking forward to that as well.
Oh,
What
nice.
about the Suicide game? That's coming out.
That's been delayed till next year, 23.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh, the Suicide Squad
Yeah.
game. Damn.
that's actually done by the guys that did Arkham Knight and Arkham City.
nice.
Yeah,
yes,
that
all
one.
of that
And
stuff.
I don't
yeah.
think any of the Spider-Man games will get this year. Or will
No, that'll be next year.
Oh, that'll be next
definitely,
year?
definitely
Yeah.
23.
Definitely. Do you remember, and on a previous podcast, guys, we did soundtracks. I mentioned this one guy who did that indie game.
Yes. Yeah.
So they've released the next game, which is, oh my God, I've forgotten it. It's called Lone Sales. And it came out last week. Actually.
Is that the newest one?
Yeah, the newest one that came out.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
I didn't realise it was his one.
Yeah. And because he was saying at the time when he emailed him, he was like, I'm hard at work doing this and stuff. And it got delayed.
Sure.
To come out. I think that's because of COVID or whatever.
Yeah.
Playing that right now. And honestly, I can tell you this time next year, when we do this review for 22, that's already on the top 5. The game
top 5
is
regardless.
so good.
Not biased or anything, but you're on there.
Epic.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called Far Alone.
Oh, yeah. FAR, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's the
FAR,
first one that came out? Lone Sales.
Have you played? Yeah, Lone Sales.
It was on sale on the Switch for like £2. I'm playing it.
Bro, what do you
it's
think?
Sick.
It's really
you
cool.
You actually control that thing, that wind and all that. And if it gets on fire, you got like...
There you go. So that
like
was the guy, remember, like we emailed him and he got back to us and he said that he'll listen to the episode when it comes out and stuff. But at the time he was working on a sequel, which just came out a week ago. So
sure. And
you can tell like the guys put really hard work. The Locomotive, the guys who did it, or Octomotive, sorry, they've really been working at this. So
it is a good game.
Yeah. There's that. What else is there? There's a few. Okay, John will be very happy. We mentioned Stalker that's coming out.
Oh, this is the issue. It's been delayed for a 4th time now.
Absolutely.
It's ridiculous.
What's going on?
First it's February, now it's April, now it's December.
Now it's December. That's what it says.
No, August, sorry, and then it's December. Yeah. It's like, come on, guys, release it.
What's the other one that's very like Division / Days Gone or something like that?
It's the one that John keeps on putting on WhatsApp.
The day after or something like that.
Days after or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I know what you're on about.
No,
Yeah, it's
cool.
like a PC exclusive, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's on PC.
That's why he gets his dick so hard for it.
Yeah. And what else? This year's Call of Duty. Sorry, it's Modern Warfare 3, so everyone's getting.
Is it though?
That. I hope it is.
He's hoping it is.
No, it's been announced. Infinity Ward have announced it. Yeah.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah,
I heard there's rumours
happening.
there's gonna be a gap year at some point.
So next year's going to be the gap.
Next year's the gap
so
year.
This is the last game, and they're going to take a gap year, and they're going to do it.
And then it'll be Xbox exclusive.
There's rumours going around like
yes.
Kojima's working on something.
He is.
Yeah.
When
is he not, man? Come on. It's been 2 years, 3 years since.
I think it's Silent Hill. I think it's the one that
everyone says that, man.
I think so.
He never did the originals. It doesn't make sense. Why would he do Silent Hill?
I don't know, man. I have a feeling.
I would like Silent Hill to get like a next gen.
What was the demo? The demo that he did.
PT.
I think it's that.
Yeah,
I think Sony's.
I hope so.
Just approached him and said, "Look, just do it," sort of thing. He's definitely working on something. I think we're going to see something this year from him.
Yeah, because he says it's groundbreaking. He always does something groundbreaking. So he does.
And he's quite good. If you follow him on Twitter, right? He's quite good. He post stuff on like what music and shows he's. Some of these recommendations are really good.
Yeah.
Just give us that Metal Gear remake.
Please
just give us 1 to 4 next gen remake. Take my money now, mate.
Take my soul.
Isn't it right?
Take my fucking soul right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Come on, Konami. Yes. You can sort it out.
That's what they need to do. If they do that, they're sorted for life because every single person's going to buy that game.
They'd be stupid not to. It's ridiculous. But it's Konami in today.
Exactly.
I've got nothing left, guys. Unless anyone wants to throw a question in.
Yeah.
Gary, you said you might have one.
Yeah, I had one. I was got an interesting question. Like, because of all the COVID and stuff and things being pushed back, do you reckon it had a positive effect on? I know it was very negative for everyone, like on games, as in they took their time, taking their time and stuff. Obviously, learning from like stuff like the companies like CD Projekt rushing it.
Yeah.
Do you think?
That's a really good question.
To be honest, the more people delay stuff, it gives me more of a chance to catch up with games.
Absolutely.
So I'm all for delaying.
Yeah.
Full stop. And the fact that they'll get it done right.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm 100% backing delays.
Without a doubt.
There's a reason for it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
exactly. It's so true because with Project CD, doing that, just rushing the whole thing. If they delayed that, it would have been fine. We could have, like Anne said, we could have caught up on so many different games.
Like simple stuff like the GTA,
the remake of that. Yeah.
What the hell, man?
I played it for the first time this morning and it's incredible. The upgraded one.
Oh, wow.
And
I didn't realise
that.
Graphics.
Yeah, and it's free. So we got PS5 guys. So you can get it for free till June. Just to play the online again. It's like
is it worth the upgrade?
No, sorry, not the upgrade. I'm talking about the trilogy that they did.
Oh, the HD trilogy.
Yeah, trilogy. Yes.
That was horrible.
Oh, apparently there was lots of bugs in that.
It was like, and someone like big company like Rockstar doing. I don't get it, man.
Yeah.
Like
nice little cash grab.
Absolutely, there's just something wrong with the quality control part of these games because someone mentioned something interesting. Like when GTA Vice City originally came out, that game got made within a year, and there was no bugs in that game. Like it was tested so heavily to the point where one of the the characteristics for the person testing it was stand in front of the building for 5 minutes. It was that intricate to see if anything would flare up. Like they did that all in 1 year, and the game was flawless. Like back in the day when you couldn't update a game over the internet, you just release the game and just hope it worked, and it worked perfectly. But now it's like, I don't know, maybe the games are too complex, they've thrown all these codes in, but it always seems like, you get a bit of apprehension buying it on day one, thinking something's going to cock up. There's always a 50-50 chance.
It's just weird how that game is 9 years old now, and people still play that. Yeah. I don't get it, but
with GTA 5, right? Yeah.
It's crazy how, it's technically a third generation game because it came out on the PS3 and Xbox 360.
Yeah,
that's right.
And then PS4,
and then PS4, now PS5.
So it's a third generation game, and people still go online. It's amazing. That's incredible.
I want to know how much money they've made from it. I don't know. Maybe they've released it.
Oh, obviously, still making money out of it, aren't they?
Yeah,
so
still, yeah. They're
guys, you need to stop playing it so we can get a next GTA in.
Please. Yeah. They have announced it, and they're working on it as we speak. Yeah. So, but that's not going to come out for another 3 years.
Yeah, we knew it was coming, but it's just a case of when it's going to be
just
done.
Just take your damn time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We can wait for that one. Yeah. There's a lot.
It's how many versions of Skyrim we can get before then as well. Anything else you want to add to that?
I was going to ask about how you guys deal with backlogs, but that'll be another episode. Don't worry. Backlogs of games. How you?
Well, no, you see, like my number one was sort of the thing I was looking forward to. I'm the sort of one game person at a time because I hate to like go back and learn the controls over again if I want to go back to a game. So I tend to stick with one and stick with it, and that's why I get backlogged so much. I shouldn't, but I can't help it. There's so much like,
and don't you feel like that kind of hinders something like when you want to play a game that's online? Like I felt like that.
Well, no, do you remember I said to you I went back to Borderlands 2? There was no reason why I did that. I just went back to it because I hadn't played it in years, and now I want to play 3. But I'm playing Elden Ring at the moment, so I don't want to go back and do that.
Yeah, I found that with a game called Kenna, Bridge of Spirits, that came out last year. Apparently, the game is incredible. It came out in August, but it's just been backlogged like a motherfucker until today. I still haven't played it, but I said to myself, when it comes out in August, I'm going to play that game. But then all these other games came.
Something keeps piling on. It's like I didn't really get to properly play Sekiro till last year, and that's 3 years old. That game now, That's how much time it takes for me to get back to games sometimes.
After you mentioned I'm waiting for like an upgrade version of a PS5 or Xbox or something to get it. They're definitely going to do it.
They have to, 100%. Oh, sorry, just one more. Is the new Dead Space coming out this year?
No, it's next year.
It's next year.
Early next year.
Okay.
But that's what So the question was, what are you looking forward to this year? But that's what I'm looking forward to next year. Yeah. Sign me up for that shit.
100%.
Oh, another one. Going back. Oh, no, sorry. Do you remember Black Myth Wukong? The Dark Souls type.
Yeah, is that this year?
I think that's this year. I swear it is.
Yeah. It's a new Dark Souls.
Unless it's been
Dark Souls with Monkey. No, as in like the Chinese Monkey King, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It looks really good.
Nice.
That's
he's got like the extending stick like Goku back in the day.
Oh, nice.
But that's actually meant to be quite an indie game. It's not meant to be like.
But it's received as a triple. It looks like.
It looks like it, but it's actually done like by an actual independent gaming company. That's probably why it's taking too long. Yeah. But hey, take your time, make it perfect.
Exactly. Why rush it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Should we move on then?
Let's do
the top 5.
It's time for a top 5. Number 5.
Who would like to go first?
Yeah, you select.
Go on, Ant.
I'll go first, and then we can go around to Big, because he's probably going to ruin ours anyway. Yeah. So
that's okay.
This guy, man.
You like being last anyway. You like that hype. They're like, ooh, it's my number 1. So let's do this. My number 5, quick and easy. Everyone knows I love the franchise. Aliens Fireteam.
Oh, nice.
Straight in there. What is there not to like? It's Aliens meets Gears of War, and it's online. It's a friggin' awesome game. It was right on my alley. Yeah. And basically, this game came out of nowhere. Do you remember last year,
They released a trailer and it came out straight away.
You sent us a trailer around about April time.
On WhatsApp, I remember that.
And on WhatsApp, I was like, what's this? Oh, it's an Aliens game. And I thought it was going to be like some sort of over-the-top sort of, Command & Conquer looking game. Yeah. And it was like, no way. Holy shit, this looks amazing. Online co-op. I was all over that. Wow. And
it does justice to the film.
Yeah, and then it said it was out in the summer. And it came out in August. And to me, it was worth the hype. I mean, The story's pretty good. It follows the myths of the mythology of like Prometheus and Covenant as well. So it's, you know, and like I said, it's got the same control configuration as one of my favorite franchises of all time, which is Gears of War.
Oh yeah. Oh, nice.
So what is there really not to like? I think there's a few stages you haven't done yet. We need to go back and do.
Last level, we need to go back.
But the thing is there, even though there isn't that many people playing it online, there is still quite a community. They're still updating it. They're still putting new soldiers in there and new levels and stuff. So, and it's on Game Pass as well. So there's no excuse, guys. We have an Xbox. Give it a go on Game Pass. It's really good.
Exactly.
I love the level designs in that.
They are, aren't they?
You know the whole way. Nice. It looks exactly like the first level is tribute to the film. I think. Like you even down to the equipment, to what they're wearing. It's just like the film, man.
And it's designed as Left 4 Dead, so the enemies don't pop out the same place every time and whatnot.
Oh,
and it's hard as nails as well, though.
Oh my god, really, yeah. You need to proper as a team work together in this.
And you got your sort of upgrade and all that, and you can get your clothing and stuff. It's
and you're not always fighting against aliens or xenomorphs as they call it. You have the cyborgs, the androids as well that are coming after you as well.
Different variation of aliens, though.
Yep.
The fuckers.
Nice.
And there's other different species. I don't want to say too much because he's not played that level yet. But there's like one that's dedicated to Prometheus, and it is a tough level, but they bring different creatures into it, and it's actually pretty freaking good.
I can imagine.
I won't spoil it for you because you need to play that level, dude. Short but sweet, Aliens Fireteam, guys. That was a damn good pick.
It was on my honorable mentions. Like I said, I didn't want to put it in there because I didn't finish it. So.
You know I'd have it as well.
Yeah,
so.
I know. that as well.
Yeah. Give it a go, guys. On Game Pass.
Definitely.
Go cool. What's your number?
Right. What's your number 5? Okay, so again, like just like Anne said, it's a franchise that I'm a huge fan of, and I'm gonna kind of like give it a bit of a hint before I say it. This is probably, they're saying, the worst of the franchise, and in my opinion, totally the opposite. So it's the Call of Duty Vanguard, which was last year's Call of Duty.
Yeah.
What a loser.
And this is why I had to put it on, because I thought bring something different to the podcast where everyone's like, oh, it's not that great. But it's actually fantastic. And the reason why people say it's not great is because they said the online wasn't as good, because people play for online. But the campaign, and I've spoken to a lot of people and actually read proper reviews, and they said that the campaign is absolutely fantastic. And it's so real to World War II, because the history of World War II, as you know, long story short, it's the world against Hitler and Japan, right? And these are a group of soldiers who've been selected from around the world, almost like an SAS type thing, like, different people from all over who have different skills, and they go together to infiltrate and find Hitler and kill him. But it's done in like a fictional kind of way. Okay. And it looks gorgeous on the PS5 and the Xbox Series X as well. Fantastic. Like, even when there's a rainy level, you know how rain is really difficult to get on the games? There's a lot of games that get a lot of stick for saying the rain is really shit. In this one, for example, if you've got like almost like a train station, you've got the top roof.
Yep.
And you've got the rain, like when the wind catches the rain, it kind of falls off and it kind of like it just falls. It trickles sideways. It just looks phenomenal. Little things like that. But the best thing, which I really like about the game, is that when you play on the DualSense controller, and I think on the Xbox Series X controller as well, you can feel it. When you shoot, oh my god, you feel like you're shooting a gun.
Like the real deal.
The recoil is
the
insane.
sense does a really good job of that.
Yeah, for example, and if you're using like an LMG, like on the PS5, for example, it's really hard to shoot, and for example, there's a lot of resistance on the R2 button, so it kind of brings that.
Then the triggers motion.
Yeah.
Then
Exactly. Whereas before it was all you pretty much would feel the same, but now you can kind of feel the weight of it, and with that, the visuals were fantastic. The story, it just flows. The story just flows as well, and it's great. You don't have to be into like shooting games to play this. The story itself is just fantastic, and they've taken so much. If you're Tarantino fans out there, from Inglourious Bastards, there's so many Easter eggs in Inglourious.
Oh, no way, really?
Fantastic.
Okay.
Exactly. Like I've seen Inglourious 3 times in the cinema. As you know, Anne and Gal, I'm huge on Tarantino.
It was in your top 5 action movies, and it's not
absolutely,
an action movie.
I was like, I'm going to pull that in. Yeah. And it's so good. Like, for example, when
season 1, episode 8, guys.
And like it's just little things like that. They kind of like drop in on pop culture, on movies that have been done. It's just beautifully done. It's really good. So
there's one thing I always want to do, like I do love Call of Duty campaign.
Yeah.
And I think last year or year before, I was like looking at the to see, let me try and get a deal for the just not online, just to get the game to play the campaign. They're still fucking expensive, man.
It's so expensive.
It's like, what the hell? And it's still like almost full price for it. And I was like, nah, man.
And the reason why it's because people are still buying it. They know it's like, it's the same with Grand Theft Auto and games like that. It's still
hope they just do
price.
like a just.
That's the problem though. You have to wait the year to get it cheaper.
Even the one that came out 3 years ago or whatever, it's still expensive.
Still full price, right?
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy. Yeah. So this made
just give it a couple more years, mate. They'll all be on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So don't worry.
I was just going to say
just hold it for a couple of years, mate. So all you got to do.
PS4 pass, PS5 pass.
Just all you got to do. Just wait a couple of years. They're all on the Game Pass.
All on the Game Pass. Yeah. I did mention PS Pass.
But that game got a lot of stick because the zombie mode wasn't all that either. Is that still true, or they fixed that now? Or?
Basically, it's the zombie. I think that kept on crashing. It wasn't so good. The online, basically, people were just saying it was exactly the same as the previous year's one. Nothing was good about it. But
so you're just saying it purely for the campaign side?
The campaign, yeah. I mean, the multiplayer is great. Like, it's great as it was last year. It's nothing. Okay, fair enough. It's nothing different to it. But then when you think about it, what can people do during lockdown? Because this game was made from start to finish in people in their houses, and this is what blows my mind. That you think they had to be in a studio and work together.
Yeah,
this game was entirely made at home, and just that thought of it now is just incredible. Like, it's the most stunningly visually amazing looking Call of Duty game, and it was done at home. Like, people were actually doing this with their kids running around. So it's pretty awesome. Like, yeah, it's pretty good. But I think I played it towards the end of the year when it came out, and that's when the Call of Duty games come out and stuff.
Yeah, season time, holiday season, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, that made my number 5.
Nice.
You do there.
That's a good choice.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Big Al, it's your number 5, sir.
Right, mine's a game that came out in July. It's a surprise one.
I love how you like the exact date for it.
It's I'm not putting it in just for the sake of it. I know you're going to be like, oh, look,
Pokemon. Come on.
Hang on. let me finish my line. It's done by a company called Teamy Studios, and they're famous for like a multiplayer game called Arena Vela. So this is a game called Pokemon Unite.
Oh.
Right, I don't do online, as you know.
Okay.
Right, I saw this come out.
This is on the Switch, right?
Yes, on the Switch. Okay. It's also on mobile phones as well.
Oh, right, okay,
Right, yeah.
And
is it Pokemon, did you say?
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
I did say that, didn't I? To loser. And it's basically like you select... It's basically like an online multiplayer where you can play without or with your friends, and we grouped up with like 4 or 5 players, and you're on a map where it's almost like... it's hard to explain. Almost like a basketball court. So you got like 3. You have 3 things that you have to defend. 3 things that an opponent needs to defend. And what you got Pokemon that go around that are situated in the map. You beat them up, and they'll drop these like globes, and they accumulate as points. And you can also, so you carry the points. Opponents will carry the points. If you beat the opponents, they'll drop the points. You collect it. You can hold a maximum of 40 or 30, and then as you're doing it, you level up your Pokemon. So if they have it's a perfect Pokemon with like 2 evolutions or 3 evolutions, they're getting stronger and they're learning new moves. So as in game, you have to strategize their move sets and stuff like that. Not too sophisticated as the game, but 1 or 2. And you need to know, like, it's very strategic.
Strategic?
Yeah.
Strategic. Yeah.
And it's like point based, and you go around knocking out each areas, and whoever scored the most points wins.
Wow.
And I got into it, and I was hooked. I was like, oh my god, this is sick. I can't remember the ranking system, but I went up to like 4 or 5 ranks high, and then I hit a stalemate then.
Wow.
But I was so hooked. And you know me, I don't play online games.
Yeah.
And as soon as it was out, I was like, oh, this. And
you still play now, or
I play on and off.
Yeah,
on and off. And you know me, I don't do that normally.
Yeah.
And I've
man.
So much like updates for it as well. Like if you're into Pokemon, if you're listening, check it out. It's awesome.
Nice.
What's it called again?
Pokemon Unite.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And we can play it on a mobile as well.
Mobile as well, yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
The thing is, I've played it on the mobile. I can't get around playing it. The buttons of the screen. It's very weird.
On the touch screen.
Yeah, it's weird. I can't
you
get
need physical buttons.
I
don't
need
you?
buttons.
That kind of thing.
So
I get that.
if you're used to playing it with friends, go for it.
Nice.
And it's just so much, they're adding so much in it, and it's got microtransaction, but I enjoyed it. I haven't spent a single penny on it, and
I was just going to ask that. Okay, so you can play it even without buying stuff.
Yeah,
and
you can technically like get, good, but if you want,
the longer you play, the more progress.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a grind, but if you want, there's so much like aesthetics for the the outfit for different. There's like when it started, there was only like a handful of Pokemon. Now there's added different types of Pokemon. Oh, it's so good, man. Sometimes I'm watching, I'm like, oh shit, I see what they've released, and like, oh, it's I don't know, Dragonite or something. I'm like, oh man, I'll jump on and check him out.
That's so cool.
And you got like you got like there's like attacker, defender, healer, sort of like that. So you need to find out what sort of type there are. Very awesome. Strategy involved.
Yeah, wow.
So good.
That's awesome, dude.
Oh, sorry, before we carry on, I forgot about the game to look forward to this year. Is Overwatch 2 this year?
I think so. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I can't remember if it's this year or next year.
I haven't heard anything about it. But
there's a beta coming out soon.
Yeah, and
Overwatch. Yeah.
Last I heard, I swear there's a campaign mode, and there's
it's a campaign mode.
There's something else like a co-op mode as well, where we can. So I'm excited for that. It's an amazing game, Overwatch. But it's very. Like I said, it's one of those things that you have to invest time into. I can't do that because that will stop me playing other games and create more backlog. And I appreciate it.
But if it hasn't got a campaign, it's worth to go into it.
100%. That's what I'm looking for. That's why I need a campaign mode or something I can jump in. I'm like, so good.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No. I think it's this year. Okay. But that's my short and sweet.
Nice. Number 4.
I didn't put it in because I had to. When I played it, I thought, you know what.
So next one's going to be Pokemon Diamond and what else now.
Pokemon episode.
No, that's it. Pokemon's never made my list, if you notice, as in like last year, as in
I don't know. Did it have games out?
Maybe a game of all time, but not like randomly.
Okay, it just goes in there just for filler.
Yeah.
Let's go to number 4s.
Nice.
Number 4.
So my number 4 might be in yours. So I'm sorry if it is. Halo Infinite.
No. I'm so happy it's got mentioned.
Thing is, before you start, I haven't completed it. I played more of the online than the campaign mode.
Okay.
Yeah, your brothers are playing.
Yeah, so I was playing on with them, but I don't know what it is, man. It's too I can't do with the open world at the moment, man. I think I'm going through a phase where I just can't do open world, and it felt like the same how I felt when Doom came out.
Sure,
Doom 2. I just felt
Doom Eternal's rubbish.
I felt cheated a little bit. But don't get me wrong, it's a good game, the campaign. But it was just I think I was not in the mood for it. I think
that's fair. That's fair.
That's what.
Yep, in the right mood.
Go on, then. Sorry.
No, sorry. So the reason I just put it in here because it is a great game. It came out very late last year, so I only got to just finish it in time for 2022 came in. But to me, I felt that the open world thing was the cream of the crop of this version.
The hook shot, is it?
The grapple hook is awesome. But there's also the fact that you can do so much of it. The only downside to it, the only reason it's so low on my list is that I kind of wanted more out of it after I finished it.
Apparently, it's a short game.
It depends. It's like if you go out and do other things and whatnot, and take your time with it, because apparently it's very much like Elden Ring. You can go and look around and you find hidden secrets and whatnot. But when you're trying to get through games, you don't want to go through it. So if you just go through it and do the side missions, do the main quests, it is essentially 5, maybe 6 hours, if that. But but I was still invested in it. I was still hooked in it. I still wanted to go back and do this and that and change it out. The only issue with the open world thing, it didn't feel as open world, if that makes any sense.
Right.
Because if you know the backstory of it, you're on a Halo ring, aren't you?
Yeah,
but the map design that you go on felt like only a portion of the ring. Like if it's open world, I wanted to do the whole thing. That would make more sense.
I would have thought, yeah. But then again, like computationally, it would have been so hard to make that ring. But it's interesting to say that they've made a whole,
exactly.
There's options to do. Okay.
And they delayed it for a year for good reason. It was polished. It looked so much better. It did look next gen. Yeah. I'm not very good with the multiplayer side of it, so I don't really play multiplayer Halo as much unless it's with friends, split screen wise, whatnot. Then I'll play it. Excuse me.
But it is good.
But it is a good game. It's a good enough game. I still don't know why it's not called Halo 6. It makes no weird reason for that.
Xbox has got the same thing. Like even their consoles is like Xbox and it goes 360, then it's serious.
But they weren't going to call it 720 the next one, were they?
Yeah, but like, it's just the same as like why call it Infinite?
But have you ever seen a movie called Real Steel with Hugh Jackman?
Real Steel, yes.
Boxes
with
the
robot.
Yeah, if you watch it again and watch the ending of the film and they're in the stadium and they're in the last fight, there's a promo for Xbox 720 in the background.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, honestly, it was so funny.
That's so
to whether it was actually going to be that or not. But back to Halo.
Nice.
I mean, the story's really good. It gets you back in and invested into it with couple of new characters, new Cortana as well. Again, I think I wanted a bit more out of it because this feels like it's another jump, or it's pushing towards yet another trilogy.
Yep.
So you only get a portion of a story. And a continuation that, we're going to carry on, but we're going to have to wait another 5-10 years for the next one.
You don't get off. Sorry, it might be spoiled. You don't get off that Halo, right?
No.
You're stuck there, right?
Grounded.
You kind of do, and you can't. So you can, but the story makes you stay there. Is that play it? Yeah. I mean, I don't want to spoil it for people because. But yeah, again, there were parts in the story that were leaning you towards something. Like there's a part where. Oh, what's she called? I think she's called Weapon X or something. I can't remember. The new Cortana's called Weapon X. And she mentions that they're building something. It's going to be something monstrous, something worse than the Flood. If you've ever played Halo, you know what the Flood is. Yeah. We don't really get the aspect of what that is in the story. And that's where I felt I kind of let down to it. Because it's hyping you up for it. We don't get to see it. Or just get like a sneak peek for that. Could be in the next game or so.
Yeah.
But again, we do get different types of enemies, which will probably pop up in the next one. But when I got to the final boss, I didn't feel like it was the final boss. So when it happened, it was like, you get the achievement comes up.
Yeah.
It's like, campaign's over. What?
It's like it's done?
No, I didn't know that. I'm kind of bad-mouthing it, but it is so good. I mean, it's probably one of the most addictive Halos I played. I do love playing Halo. But this really got me in, especially with the new mechanic of the grapple hook and whatnot. I was exploring the shit out of this ring, what we could do.
Don't get me wrong, like the exploration side is amazing. You can pick all the weapons, you can fly there.
Yeah, I mean, where we had Gears of War trying to be open world, I totally disagree with that. It didn't need to. But this aspect where they've done it with Halo, they did it right. They knocked out the park with this open world
I
thing.
praise them for going different.
Absolutely.
We always complain about, it's always the same thing. But, I praise them for going. And I just said, like, it's not. It wasn't for me. I'm not in the mood for it at the moment. I mean,
I replayed Halo 1 recently, and apart from a couple of aspects where it is A to B, you can still quite explore that ring in that game. So they kind of got the idea from that, but just, let's make it more
bigger, massive.
Yeah.
But I recommend it. It's, you've got Game Pass, you've got nothing else to play, give it a go.
Absolutely. And that's the great thing about it. It reviewed so well. I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
It's really good. And one thing I love about the production team, who make Halo, they always they finally finish the game off. Like a month before it's released, you go on IGN, it's like, it's gone gold. And it's like, wow, they've literally finished it. So early and it's polished and everything. And I don't know how they
I like it when you get that announcement of games like it's gone gold. It's like when Death Stranding went gold, I was like, yes, finally. Come on, now release it.
Get it out. Yeah.
And I think you touched up on a bit. I'm glad they did take their time, not just like, no, we got to get out and release. It's their flagship game.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I think Xbox learned their lesson with that because Hellblade 2 was meant to be released the same time as the console, as well as Halo, and Hellblade 2 still isn't even out yet. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just glad that Xbox went, do you know what? Let's not rush it. Let's give our studios the time and release it properly and get those good reviews we want. Because you remember when Crackdown 3 came out? That took years to make. Do you remember that?
I remember Crackdown. Yeah.
And then I was so hyped up for this game. I still enjoyed Crackdown 3, but it could have been better, obviously. But it was just like...
It was a fun game. I remember playing the ones before.
There's just so much hype around it, and it didn't deliver. And now that they've done it, and they're doing it properly, I hope they do it better with Gears 6 and whatnot when it eventually comes out. We know it's coming, but we don't know when it's out.
Gears 6.
But let's just... Yeah.
Let's take your fucking time.
Take your goddamn time already.
That's the motto for today's episode. Take your fucking time.
Take your fucking time. I like that.
That's what my wife tells me. Go, cool. What's your number 4, sir?
Okay, my number 4 is Forza Horizon 5.
Okay. I didn't really know you were into racing games.
Love racing games.
That was IGN's Game of the Year last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And GameSpot.
GameSpot as well.
Yeah.
I'm so surprised, but I can see why. Yeah.
I played in it, but
I was surprised that an Xbox game was their number one. I was so
like,
fucking
really?
shocked.
And I can see why now, because it's a game that everyone can play, even if you're not a racing fan. Because, I think one thing that kind of puts people off from playing racing games is that if you don't win the race, you can't progress. But in this one, even if you come last place on every race, you can still progress with glory. I'm so good.
So moody, man.
I'm so much better than you at racing games. Like,
probably
mate,
are, mate.
I would smoke you.
But not in real life. I'm gonna go on. I don't mean to disturb you.
So Horizon 5. Yeah, Forza Horizon 5. What makes this game, again, really good, because I've played all the Horizons as they've been coming out, and the game gets better and better and better. So this one is set in Mexico, and the whole kind of like South American thing, happening. That's kind of like the vibe, and that's what makes this game different, like from other racing games. It's open world, which is fantastic. It's got real life cars, and if you're really into your cars and stuff, it's great because you can buy your cars and you can. It's got that Gran Turismo feel to it, but it's more like open world. It's more arcadey. It looks gorgeous, especially on the Xbox Series X. It's just, oh my God, it's incredible. This is the first game I played on the Series X. And honestly, my TV, after I played it, I just got up to my TV screen. There was so much heat coming out of it because it was like 120 hertz. It was just
I bet.
Crazy. It was insane. It was like the best game to kind of even try out on like a new Samsung QLED TV.
Was it the first Xbox game you played, right? As in
on the Series
new
X.
console,
Yeah.
I remember. I need to get it so I can play it.
Yeah, mate. Exactly. So I was telling Gal, I was like, I can't. It's the first game I'm going to play, and it came out free on the Xbox, obviously because of Game Pass and stuff.
I tried it, but
yeah, you didn't. You can get into it.
No, I could get it. I appreciate it. I love it. I used to love car games, but
yeah. Because he's really shit at driving it. That's why.
To be honest,
comes last.
To be honest, I'm not into the realistic racing stuff. I prefer the arcadey Ridge Racer sort of stuff.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah. But I can see why people play it. But
there's a dude at work who loves it, and he's always telling me.
If you two were playing together, he'd be like, Sammy, you're wrecking the car. Sharp left.
No, I'm just telling you, Sammy. I'm just telling you. Oh, man. I played it.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
And what's really good about it as well, Anne, is the music.
And no way.
Oh my goodness.
Sandstorm?
Oh yeah, that as well.
That's it.
But the music is absolutely fantastic. Like for example, there's a lot of drum and bass tracks. Because I know, Anne,
nice. Yes.
There's one that you put the other day, and that song is so good. Colours in it.
Oh, that's such a tune,
mate,
right?
It's incredible. I heard that. It's like, and they've got that song on the game. And
no way.
Yes, and there's a few other games because again,
I'm going to download this. It's on Game Pass, right?
It's on Game Pass. It's on Game Pass, dude.
No, I think you would like it, dude. Give it a try. It's fun.
I'm not into realistic racing, man.
It's not serious sort of thing. It's just like a fun,
it's like real world. And they've got little Easter eggs as well. For example, like you can play, you race like stuff from Halo, like the you can use the
Warthog,
and stuff. You can race with that and stuff, and like little things like that. And just be quiet before he's going to say something. He's going to be like, "Oh, tell me you haven't played
your damn mouth."
Exactly. Shush.
Yes, sir.
My number 4. Okay.
No,
yeah.
Exactly. Be quiet. So
it's all right. You can do back to him when it's your fault.
Yeah. Come on. The music in it, that's kind of that plays a part of it because it's all like festivals that are happening throughout, Mexico. So you go to a festival and you sign up to it, and then events unlock and stuff like that. Then you unlock radio stations. So there's music for every kind of, music taste and stuff. So it's really good. And it makes use of the Dolby Atmos. That is fantastic on this game because you could be racing and you can hear stuff going off and you still got the music playing in the background. So it feels like you're ultimately inside a car, but you can hear the hum from the outside, and it's all these little things that are in it. It's just
aren't there like different type of race? You've got normal race and then off-road and
off-road,
like
drag racing and stuff. And then you've got these like limited like special events where you're racing like a train or like an aeroplane and stuff like that.
And you get on the I remember the intro. You get on the plane and something like that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so you kind of like come out. That's how the game starts. So you've got this big kind of transport carrier, and the cars just fall off and it parachutes onto the island, into Mexico.
Realistic, yeah. I'm joking. I'm joking. I did enjoy it.
Yeah, but it's very good. It looks good. It sounds good, and I can now see why they gave it Game of the Year because it just,
as I say,
everyone.
I never saw it coming because Forza is like Call of Duty. It's out every year, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And the fact that it was just like, I thought to myself, there can't be an awful lot out out last year. They put a racing game number one, but obviously Gran Turismo's out now. Do you prefer one or the other?
Very interesting because see the most hardcore
little gal's into Gran Turismo.
Absolutely,
he pre-ordered it and he cancelled last minute. He's like, he's going to wait. He's going to wait because I think he's playing in the middle of playing Mass Effect.
Right.
So he wants to kind of devote his time to it. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I mean, what's different? I think Gran Turismo 7 is more very realistic in that sense. It's more linear compared to Horizon. I think if you're like a person who prefers a challenge, like who's willing to do endurance races and stuff like that, who doesn't mind losing a race and doing it again, that's the game.
I think
right.
GT's more about the racing, the core, as in not saying they're not right, not like
it's like core racing,
a core racing like Formula One, and you can dedicate your time for that sort of aspect. Whereas
absolutely,
Forza is more fun and like
exactly. That's basically what it is. Yeah, it's exactly. If you can compare to what's
serious
real
and fun,
life.
that's how
exactly.
GT
Whereas
serious.
GT is a bit serious. Yeah. So it's kind of like it's more physics. There's more physics in it and stuff. Like the racetracks, they're real world racetracks. These guys have actually gone out in Gran Turismo.
Do you remember when there was GT3? They actually there's a I can't remember what track it. There's a track that has a dip.
Yeah, Laguna Seca.
The guys of at the actual track or something, they actually got that timing in or whatever. It was like that, realistic. Not just this one. This was GT3 or something like that. They had that sort of implement.
Exactly.
And I know, I think Forza does it. They record every single car like noise.
Yes.
And if Forza do that and GT do that as
Absolutely. That's what makes it so.
There's going to be some sort of car expert that'll be like, that's not the sound of that car. So that's what they kind of have to do, really, don't they?
Absolutely, yeah. Because it's kind of like getting the core like automobile.
Yeah, if you're going to do it right, isn't it? Yeah.
Have you played GT?
Absolutely. No, I haven't.
Because they always had this issue with not putting a driver in the car. It was always just like an empty car driving. It's so stupid, but I think they fixed it. I don't know.
Yeah, so they got like a person in the car now, which is that's actually an issue because it's like a ghost car. Like what the hell? Yeah, that's another thing about Horizon. Your character, you can customize him. If people like that kind of thing, you can dress him up and
the extra driver,
him or her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can do there's a lot to it and stuff. Yeah. Microtransactions.
Is it Michael?
You can actually.
Is it not?
You can
say it's not.
No, you just win, and it constantly rewards you. So as you do races and stuff, you get like gifts, and you can dress up.
All I'm saying is bring back.
I'm intrigued to give this a try now. To be honest,
definitely.
I'm not into these, but I might give it a go.
Because even if you're like, for example, not racing, just driving around, and a lot of people get online just to drive around. They don't even race. They drive and they talk about life. Like they have a social thing. It's weird. Like it's a really.
You could have got out and done that in the real thing, really. But hey, petrol prices nowadays, I wouldn't either.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Bring back Project Gotham, man. Come on.
Oh, do you know what I was about to mention that?
Whoa,
yeah. I'm surprised that Forza wasn't ever the
successor.
Project Gotham. Yeah,
I don't know what happened. I think they did Project Gotham 2, and then just disappeared.
Just died. Was it real cars in that?
It was
for what it was at the time.
It was like an arcade. You score points, kudos points, or something like that. It was so good.
It was like another Xbox exclusive, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anything else on that?
Great. No, that's it. That's my number 4.
Nice. Good choice, sir.
Is it my turn?
Yeah. Your number 4, sir. What is it?
Double check the list. I don't want to.
I thought you knew it. Come on, you know by heart.
I did a lot of. Okay, so this came out in June.
Fuck's sake.
Insomniac. He ruined it for me earlier. Ratchet and Clank.
Okay, yeah. The PS5 one, yeah? Nice.
Oh, beautiful.
Right. It was my first PS5 game, and it blew my fucking balls off.
Oh, nice. It does look good, I have to admit, but I'm not into Ratchet and Clank.
It's a mixed bag. I think I've played the previous one, and it always gets compared to Jack and Dexter. But
people get confused with the two, don't they? Sometimes
they're always kind of like
and Sly Raccoon or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it's I think Ratchet and Clank's more quirky. Like you have, whereas I think Jack and Dexter is a true to like action platform, whereas it takes it in a different direction, so you can upgrade your weapons. There's shitload of weapons.
Oh my god,
unbelievable
weapons.
Oh my god, like.
God,
I think there's one that shoots fish. I can't remember if this one or it's some ridiculous one, and it shoots. The old one used to shoot a like disco ball, and all the enemies will start dancing. I forgot all the weapons. There's some amazing weapons in that.
Yeah.
But I don't want to just talk about the graphics. It's almost like
gorgeous,
I think what did I tell you? It was like a Pixar sort of type of like the cutscenes and even this gameplay it's getting so close.
It's so close to the cutscene. It's almost the same, isn't it? It's like there's that. Like I remember, Guy, you telling me that when you play this, like the first thing you do is you see the city from the distance. Yeah, and it's something about it. It just all pops on your TV screen.
It's just what's the word, man?
Yeah,
it just
beautiful.
Yeah,
it's like, would you
say? I can't explain it. If you love your sort of platformer game, this one is that and more, because they've got this thing element of like a portal gun. Is it a portal gun?
Yes.
No, it's some sort of, it shoots. So it goes into the whole like multiverse and different dimensions coming in, and there's a gun or something happens in the level. A couple of levels where like the rifts are forming. So you're going through a level. So imagine you just going swinging around for a level, and all of a sudden this rift appears. You go into that, and it's like a different level.
Entirely different.
It's just changed completely. I don't know how that. It's like amazing.
Blew my mind. And you think you're so used to expecting, for example, there to be a loading screen, right? Because you think there's no way you can get into a different world. It just literally flows into a whole new world. It's
these next gen consoles. Their loading times are just amazing. They're just nothing at all really now. Is
put it on
Absolutely.
and the game's on. Like
it's there. Like that's the greatest thing. You just press the on button. It's like boom. It's there.
I think purely up. I think I wanted to put Final Fantasy integrated into, but it was the year before. But I put it in because it's my first PS5 game, which I mentioned, and also it's the one where when you back in the day when you play your like first console, like PS2 came out, and you're like, wow. This is it. This is the next step up.
Yes.
And that's exactly how I felt playing this and Final. I was like, whoa, this is something else, man. This is like as I said, blew my balls off. Fun game, completed it. Everyone needs to play it. You need to check it out.
Is it a short game or?
It's pretty short, but obviously
I think it's something in time just for the release, wasn't it?
Yeah. But it was good. It was good amount. I'll say you can do a bit more. Doing all the side missions and stuff, but it's fun. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. It's so fun. And again, sometimes the shorter games, I know before I want a long game. I ain't got time, man. Just give me a short game, linear game. I'm good.
Job done.
And that's it. I'm happy. I was happy with the time of the completion rate for it.
Absolutely, yeah.
And check it out, man. It's good.
It's very good.
And Insomniac did it.
Insomniac.
Do you know what? For some reason, I thought Naughty Dog did it, but I don't know why. Hey, I'm not good with my PlayStation Studios, but hey, good choice, sir. Good choice. I want to give it a go. I think my little girl might like it as well.
Yeah,
she's into like.
They've got the new sort of. His version of a multiverse is a girl called what's her name?
Yeah, there's a playable female character in it.
Yeah, but you switch between them. I can't remember her name. It's basically him, but a different.
She's badass. Yeah.
Badass. Oh no, he's the last one or something, and I don't know. Yeah. I can't remember the story. Story is good.
Even the story gets emotional, Whoa, I remember playing it thinking, oh wow, this is like there's something in it that kind of refers to like real life and stuff. A lot about friendship and loyalty and stuff. And I was like, whoa, they've really hit home on that. Like,
you sound like a wrestler. Hustle, loyalty, respect. Right, John Cena?
Even the new Clank. The new Clank, the yellow robot, is pretty badass.
Oh, mate, he's sick. He's the one in the backpack. Yeah, really, really useful, really good and useful as well to help you in the missions. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, and it's an easy game. It's one of those games where you just no effort. Even when your oxygen saturation is like 90% and you got COVID, you can play that game.
There's something about when you hit the enemies and nuts and bolts come open and then it just comes.
There's something that's so addictive about like when you played Sonic, and it's something about getting the rings. And when you lose those rings, it hurts. You're just seeing all flying.
See when you go try and catch them whilst you're still invisible.
Exactly. Like in this, it's kind of like because of like you being in space or whatever, and like Gal was saying, you suck in all those like bolts and like those are your points, and you use that to spend on weapons and like upgrades. I
feel like Dante Devil May Cry when you suck all the orbs in.
Yeah, it's like that. So and also when you're using a dual sense as well, when you hit the boxes, you feel it, and there's something about it. It feels like yes, I earned this, and all these coins are mine.
Nice.
It's really it's the little things.
Remember I borrowed it to you, Gogo.
But you got it back there, wasn't it?
I gave it back. Yeah,
that's a good choice.
Yeah, I cleaned it and gave it back.
Anything else on that?
No, that's it. Short and sweet.
Nice. We'll go to number 3s then.
Number 3.
So my number 3, unlike like your number 4, Gal, got mentioned earlier. My number 3 is Outriders.
Oh, sorry, dude.
That's right.
So I didn't realize.
No, that's fine. Outriders, yeah. So Outriders was one of those ones where
Came out of nowhere, right?
I literally just finished playing Monster Hunter World, which was recommended by you, and I friggin' loved it. I still do love it to this day. I need to go back and finish Iceborne, by the way. And then it kind of came out the right time. It came out in April, and it went straight to Game Pass. And
Within a week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or did it go straight to...
no, it went straight there. Straight
yeah,
day
yeah.
one. Day one, it was there. And again, it's very much like Aliens Fireteam and Gears of War, and it's right up my alley. It's that type of third-person shooter, shooting game. And it's I was so addicted to that game. I still am. I still go back and play it sometimes.
How you got past that level, I don't know.
Right.
After
So
that level, I could not do it.
so my
remember you
character
guys
now,
talking about
because I put so many hours into that game last year, right?
Yeah.
My character is so OP, right? Like so OP, right? He come on with Courage, who's his brother Courage, right?
Yeah.
And I'm on there, and we've got to this point that was even harder for me because I did this on my own, right? And
he was
these
single-handedly manhandling that level.
I'm like flying. I've got all these abilities where I'm flying. I'm stamping down. I'm shooting all these things. I've got the perfect layout gun-wise as well for my character as well. Yeah. And these guys are like, dude, I keep dying. How did you do this on your own? It is such a good game. It tests your your difficulty limits to it as well, but you can change it as well.
Right.
Like John, for example,
Oh
who
my
put it on easy mode all the way through.
oh my god, that guy.
What a loser!
John.
And I still recommend it now. I mean, it's just had a couple of DLCs which I want to go back into. They're quite cheap to now, and like I said, the game is free. But I constantly go back to that, and I just have so much fun with it. And it's just shooting, looting, and booting.
There's something about it's like even the previous game you mentioned, Aliens Fireteam. Something about when it comes out of nowhere, and it drops, and you're like, whoa, and you don't know no expectations. You go in blind, you're like, whoa, this is sick. Like, because I think there's some, it's amazing when there's a surprise drop. Sorry, that's what I'm saying.
There's no hype,
but it's done by Square Enix, so it's not like it's some random independent thing.
Story's good.
Story's good. The graphics are good. The level design, even the sound effects for the guns are like for the really automatic shotguns. God fucking damn, that's good.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was just so hooked on it. It was something that I didn't think. Like the start of the game, you just shoot like normal humans and people, tribesmen of the planet and whatnot. But then later, when you get to kill all these other random alien species, and it gets hard and difficult. It's very much like a Souls game, if you will.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like
it's got that sort of bossy effect.
Yeah, it'll take you, but then you'll be like, right, next time I'm going to go down. I'm going to duck here. I'm going to go there. I'm going to snipe from here. It gets you so well, man. It's just, it was just. I saw the trailers for this. I knew this sort of game was coming out, and I just didn't think it was going to be up my street because it's like those ones where to a degree, it's very much like Destiny in a way, where you pick your classes and stuff.
Yeah, Destiny.
Would you say?
Destiny and Ash of Remnant.
Yeah. Remnant. Yeah,
it's more harder.
That's such a good game. I love Remnant. But yeah, it's a game that got me through 2021. We were still like in sort of lockdown at the time then as well. So yeah.
Is it set in the real world, like in Planet Earth and stuff?
No, it's like they crash land on this random planet, and then
left Planet Earth, and their main ship with all the civilian pods of people
who survived
and they've come and landed to check if this planet is habitable, and shit kicks off. So
and this atmosphere of this planet is sort of like giving you new abilities and stuff.
Oh wow! Okay.
And like I said, you can pick a character like a tank and ranger and all that sort of stuff, isn't it? It's
magic guy.
It's like you can choose your layout as well. So
it's fun, man. Even the way you switch with normal guns and magic is quite fun playing. Like
I said, because you got your guns, and then when you get overcrowded, you've got these other abilities you can use for LB, RB, whatnot, and it could be simple things like raising spikes from the ground if you're surrounded, or having shields and whatnot.
I think there's also a time effect guy where you can slow time and you could just
so I see one of my rifles is like that. So you shoot them, they take the damage, but it slows down time as well. So they take the hit and it slows down their health goes down quite slowly. And I was like, that's so fucking cool. There's like a part I remember playing with him. One of my abilities is like going up in the air and you slam down to the ground and it obviously takes everything around you. Yeah. He's like, whoa, what the hell, man? You're like Superman.
Dude,
that's so good.
Do you know what happened at that level, right? He that was his last game. He said, I'm going to switch off after this. Yeah. So as he logged out, I think we logged out and then it crashed. So we had to do that level again and we never did it.
No.
Yeah.
Still never back to it. Yeah, it's that hard, man.
We tried it. Me
It's
and
that hard.
That must be so
And I
annoying
honestly,
when that
I
happens.
never changed the difficulty. It was the same tier as what it should be. And I never went back and changed it like John did. Like that's what kept me going was because like I know I can do this.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
Keep
that
doing that
the
little
more
push.
high you go,
Perseverance.
the loot rates are higher, more better weapons. So
Better weapons,
Just
better
saying
armor,
why
everything.
John did it on one, I don't know. Like you know,
And it's no transactions either, because that's the whole point of the game. It's complete utter loot, because you can do like side missions where you have to go kill this beast, and I'll give you this badass fucking weapon sort of thing and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's
So,
a lot
yeah,
of fun.
I like games like
It's
that.
like underrated game of I reckon. Like
I'd say definitely.
Really? Yeah. And that's on Game Pass?
Yeah, it's on Game Pass. Yeah,
Oh, come on. This is
Come on.
amazing. Yeah.
gift that
give
keeps
it a
on
try.
giving.
Exactly. And no one has any excuse now because Game Pass, and this is one thing that happened during 2021, it's now available even if you don't have it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to keep pushing the Game Pass. It's just the fact that these games are on here.
Yeah.
I never had to fork out a shit ton of money for it, and
Absolutely.
it was just there, so I can't not.
It's like the Netflix
Yeah.
for gaming. That's what I say.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
like, I was playing in it on my phone, and the guys like, "What the hell's that?" Like, I said, "Yeah, it's Xbox on the." And so, "Oh my god, that's amazing. Can I get it?" And I was like, "Dude, it's Xbox Pass, dude. Just
Yeah,
you
just
can
Game
get it."
Pass. Just get the app.
Absolutely, yeah. Just to think that now that our viewers are listening to this through their smartphones, and all they have to do is just
Literally,
Download
click
the
the
app.
screen, go on the app, and
obviously
even
you need an
download
Xbox.
it,
Pay a subscription, obviously,
pay
but
subscription and
and
stream
Xbox
it.
controller is
There you
better.
go. You got good internet, stream it, and you can play it.
exactly.
See what Ant was talking about.
And let your
That's
balls drop.
Oh yeah.
That's my number. I can't say anything more about Outriders, but give it a go, guys.
Yep.
Go cool.
Fantastic.
What's your number 3?
All right, my number 3. I hope Gaz's gonna go. Oh, I hope it's not a clash.
I hope I'll ruin it for you.
I've got a feeling I'm gonna.
I
ruin
got a
Gaz.
feeling.
that my number 3 is Deathloop.
Oh,
See, my number 3's got death in it, but it doesn't have loop.
Oh, okay. I'm so happy. I'm
I
genuinely.
knew you
happy.
were going to put that in there.
I thought I was going to break this guy's heart.
it got quite.
Yeah.
I haven't
Quite
played
good
it, though.
review.
Yeah,
I'm not
I haven't
played it. I'm
yet.
waiting for the Xbox release for it. So yeah,
I've heard so much good
My
things.
God. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. You know, it's fantastic.
Bethesda.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
that's my number
No,
3 now.
I've got so much to say.
go for it. Go for it.
Oh my God, this game, just like the whole. Okay, so we've had this thing, especially during 2021, where a lot of games have come out with the whole Groundhog Day kind of like cycle. You know, you restart, and that's what this game is all about. What makes this game so special is it's got that whole thing where if you die, you start again. But it's the beginning of the day. So a day has, 4 kind of sections to it. So it's got morning, noon, afternoon, and the nighttime. So imagine like you get to like the afternoon, and if you die, you've got to restart from the morning again, right? So essentially, during that day, there's certain parts where certain characters appear on this island. So you're a guy called Cole, and you've landed on this island, and his mission is to find out how did he get onto this island, and how can he break the loop so he can go back to normal. Basically, break the time loop and just have time run linearly as it should. So that's basically the mission. So as you're playing it, I think the guys at Bethesda and Arcane Studios really just killed this game, man. It's so beautifully done. Again, I don't mean to mention Tarantino again, but it's done in that style.
Okay.
Like, the art style is
Sure.
very kind of 70s chic, boho, that kind of thing all going on. It's just beautifully like made. It's just fantastic. It's really good to look at. It's got that kind of adult theme to it as well. And what makes it really good is that
It's got to feel like a cell shaded look to it. I don't know.
yeah, it's got like a slight cell shaded look to it.
Oh, no,
Yeah, definitely like a
well,
cartoony
what,
kind of
yeah,
feel.
yeah.
So as you're playing the game, like, as the day goes on, it's like you're a detective. You've got to try and the more you play, the more you piece about what's happening to this island and where the characters appear. So you've ultimately got to kill 8 characters. So in the morning, certain characters will appear. Certain characters will only appear at nighttime. But then for example, if you go to the afternoon, if you do something really simple as unlock a certain door or set the fireworks off. So when you replay that day, that character will appear in the morning, which will give you an opportunity to kill that person. So it's like the actions lead to consequences.
Right, okay.
But it's done so smart. So imagine if you die and you've got this amazing weapon, how can you save that weapon? Because obviously if you die, you've lost everything. So it's got that mechanic where you can spend your credits to save that item for the next cycle. So it's really smartly done, like in that sense. And it's got this really like genius thing because no one's going to remember what happens with 8 characters. So when you press the start button, it opens up this kind of flow chart with all the characters, and it tells you this is what you've did, this is what you've done. Sorry, this is what you've found out about that character. This is where 2 characters are going to meet at a certain time of the day. It's your perfect opportunity for sniper to take them both out. Stuff like that. It's just genius.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So when you
and this isn't online at all.
It can. Okay, this is when it gets really interesting. So you can play online. So when you play online, if you turn the online mode on, so whoever your friends have got it, you can sneak into that person's game and play as Juliana and kill them. So they could be getting like they could have like done really good during the day.
And so basically you're invading their game.
Invading their game. And if you kill them, then that's it. That restarts the loop.
That's moody.
Which is absolutely moody. And I remember my brother did this and it really pissed me off.
Oh,
I was like, you can't do this to me. So yeah, it kind of adds that kind of like that.
But if you shoot them beforehand and they...
Yeah, then if you shoot, for example, Juliana, who's the opposite.
So I was under the impression there's actually someone hunting you. There's
yes.
like a robot, an AI, hunting you. So it's not that. It's an invader.
No, it's an invader.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
But at the same time, you're trying to like kill the mission is that in order to break the loop, you have to kill all 8 characters, and then there's more that happens to it. But the story is just genius, and the more that's what's addictive because it makes you want to play the game again and again and uncover more about the story, each character, when to kill them, the best time to kill them and stuff. And it's just there's so much to it. It's so complex. It's just it's brilliant, but complex in a way that you can understand, because when you look at it at first, it kind of seems a bit intimidating. There's like oh my god, there's so much going on, and that kind of puts you off. Like the first 45 minutes, you're this is crazy, but then something happens in the game, and that's when you're like, that's it. Okay, I'm stopping every other game that I'm playing. I'm just going to focus on this and just finish it. And then that's Bethesda really killed it.
So have you finished it?
I finished it, and it was the most satisfying ending at the end. And I was like, when you feel, I've completed this game, I've done it. It feels like you've done like a really good assignment in real life, and you've just handed it in, and it's all properly done and dusted.
So it's start to finish, literally from the start you respawn till you kill the 8th person. There's no checkpoint or anything.
Nothing like that all the way through.
Jesus.
But it's done in such a way that it makes it easy. So towards the end of it, obviously by that point you've saved a lot of weapons and stuff like that, and a lot of abilities. They've got powers and stuff like that you can use. It's just I don't want to say more. It's just fantastic.
Okay.
Really, really good. Yeah,
it's on my list. I need to come around to it.
Definitely, and it's coming out. Yeah, it's definitely. I was coming out on the Xbox.
What are the weapons? It's Bethesda, so it will be. I think it's September. It's out on the Xbox. So
oh, fantastic.
What are the weapons and powers are like?
Oh man, the weapons. Okay, so you've got your standard weapons. They're kind of done like leveled up and stuff, and you can kind of add attachments to it and make it better and stuff. So you got a standard sniper rifle, shotgun, machine guns and stuff like that. It's kind of World War II-esque base. Okay. So if you look at the weapons, it's got that, but then they've kind of added like modern day attachments to it and stuff. So that's kind of cool. And the powers are awesome. Like,
do you get to like level up the powers? I mean, like
yes.
stuff like that, and the weapons as well.
And the weapons as well.
So what about your actual character? Does he level up or nothing like that?
Yeah, he levels up as well. So then he can get like
he gets stronger.
Attire, he gets stronger and stuff like that. And that's what makes it interesting, because at first, say for example, there's a character that's midday and you're trying to shoot them and you can't kill that person, but then at nighttime, when you kill that specific character, you gain that ability. So when you replay the loop, it makes it easier to kill them the next day
as a day shit, right?
So you don't need to kill that guy again to get the ability again.
No,
once you get it, you keep it.
You keep that ability.
Okay,
that's what makes it good. So when you kill a certain boss, like that ability automatically
becomes yours. Okay, it's not like a Dead Cell where you have to redo everything.
No. That's what I was nervous about. I was like, oh god, in case if I die or like a random power cut or whatever, you've lost everything. But thankfully, you kind of gain everything. So pretty good. I can't wait for the Xbox community to play this when it comes out, because I know the PS5 community absolutely adored this game.
It was like one of those highly rated games of last year, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. That got
and it got quite a few awards for the Game Awards, didn't it?
Yeah, it won a BAFTA, I think.
There you go. So
Game of the Year. So that was quite good. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. But that's.
I'm glad you played it. Because I don't know anyone who has. So it's
right, yeah. Oh, I'm telling you guys, when that game comes out, it's amazing. I think John's played it. Has John played it?
No,
he hasn't. Whoa, this is the type of game that he would like, because it's very like 70s when he was a kid.
Yeah, he needs to fix his hand first anyway.
Oh yeah,
wank too much.
Guy. Yeah, so that's my number 3. Definitely.
Nice, sir. Good choice.
Yeah.
Big out. Number 3.
I know what it is. I'm just making sure. For fuck's sake. It also begins with Death, so it's an indie game called Death Door. by Acid Nerve.
Okay.
Nice.
Come out in July.
Fucking hell. All your games are like June, July.
No, but it came out in July. I played it near the end. All right?
Sure.
And I think it came out exclusively on the Xbox first.
Okay.
And then it came to...
I think I know the one you're on about. Yeah.
I think...
It's got very high... That's another very highly recommended game of last year, wasn't it?
I think like last year was like the year for like indie games. I think there's been so many sprout of indie games. And
all came out.
It does. And I think before I used to like chuck it aside. Like
yeah.
I think it's starting to grab my attention more and more. Like I've heard this through. I was following on Twitter, IGN, and they were like posting like non-stop. I said, "What is this?" I tried it, and it's basically like,
what's it about?
It's basically you play as a crow, right? Crow, and it's like almost like a crow society, and they're basically almost working for the Reaper.
Okay.
So they go and kill people and collect their souls.
Nice.
That's it. And I know it's very quirky. Like even if you look at it, it's very like, but it's quirky in a good way. It's done like the art style is really cool. Yeah. And something happens to the crow. The soul he's getting gets stolen, and he's off, and he starts off his adventure. And it's essentially a top-down, I would say, isometric sort of top-down view sort of tile.
Yeah.
But in a sense of a soul-like game, like a Dark Soul. So, you got like, dodge, defend, and the boss battles are hard.
That must look good.
It's basically, if you take it as a Dark Souls game, more sort of, it's got the creepiness of Dark Souls. There's this one character, he's like a bard, he serves you food or whatnot. I think he gives you a power up, I can't remember. But he's dead. But it's an octopus is controlling him. Like if you look at it carefully, like you can see him. He's just like this, but behind him is an octopus controlling him, and he's like, it's weird. It's creepy, and
I love how you explain it like people can see you right now.
Oh, sorry.
Just think of a dead person, but an octopus is behind him.
Yeah, and then he's controlling his body basically in a sense. It's got those weird, like Dark Soul weird vibe, but in a like a kiddish way. Like if you've seen the play gameplays or anything. Yeah. And it's grabbed me, and I was, as soon as I started playing, I was hooked. I couldn't put it down, and it is quite hard, not hard, but you need to be quite good. It's doable. It's doable.
Yeah. Is this the game that you spent 60 hours on, guys? It's not this one, is it? No, it's not. Okay.
That one's coming. It's coming.
It's coming.
I know, like there's other games that I would put to it, but because I think.
What made it so stand out, Gal? Was it because it was the art style?
I think it's the art style and the mixture of like, having, when you think of Souls like Dark Souls, you got Elden Ring now, you got Bloodborne. And I've never played this sort of version, like a kiddie.
It's a kiddie Dark Souls.
I would say, even if it's Zelda-esque, it's got an element of Zelda. You got their hearts and stuff. Yeah. You power up and you can get these like different weapons. And it's pretty awesome, man. If you haven't, it's on the pass. Check it out, man. Like, I'll keep it sweet, and it's just Souls-esque. If you like your hard games, go for it.
Nice,
it's good fun.
Did you actually complete it?
Yeah, I completed it.
You did.
Nice. Sounds pretty cool, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nothing else on that?
Yeah, that's me done on that one.
Cool. We'll go to the number 2s then.
Number 2.
So my number 2 is what I consider to be a very underrated game of last year. And it's my first ever PlayStation 5 game.
No!
Yeah,
God,
it's The Returnal.
Oh,
I didn't know you have a PS5 after how you grill it.
Yeah, I know. I keep grilling it. But I have one now, and I'm going to be getting a Steam Deck by next month, so I'll be fully into everything. I'll have my own PC by then as well. But Returnal,
nice.
Good fucking God. What an introduction to a new console is playing this game. And
wow. Yeah,
it's something that intrigued me for a while. I didn't actually know the ins and outs of it being like a very Souls/Dead Cells game until Big Gal told me what it was like. Like, literally, it's a game where you shoot your way through, kill bosses. If you die, go all the way back to the beginning, essentially.
Yep.
And good God, it is a tough mother. I'm not going to deny it because
it's so hard.
It's so hard. But I got to the third boss, and I kid you not, I spent nearly a good portion of 2 to maybe 3 weeks just to get to the boss.
You got past the first boss.
I got past the first boss. That was easy. Then the second boss wasn't too bad. The third boss is what kept me going.
I can
because
imagine.
I was saying to Big Gal, when you get to that certain world, there are So each world, is very different. So the first one's like a rainforest in space sort of thing.
Yeah.
Second one looks like you're on Mars, and World 3 is like it's like a graveyard for robots.
Okay.
And when you get to that one, there's like these flying things that literally kill you in one shot. It's so fucking hard. You have to like time it perfectly.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's not just that. It's the design, the story itself. Think of it as Prometheus, but with a shooter.
Yeah.
That's how it's designed. It is gorgeous to look at.
Beautiful.
But
I
the
love
enemies,
the design on the interface is so
like Celine is like she's literally one of my favorite characters from last year. Like she tops Master Chief big time in this game. She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's so good, and her story alone is like, why is she on this planet? Why does she keep reliving her deaths? Why does she keep finding bodies of herself all over this planet and stuff like that? It's very much like the Live Die Repeat Tom Cruise film, Edge of Tomorrow sort of thing.
Yeah.
And there's like a part where I found her body, or an old body of hers. I scanned it, and then all of a sudden it turns to this massive octopus-looking thing. I was like, oh shit! It's like, good God, there's just so much to this game, and it was totally not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
There was an issue with checkpoints as well, because again there aren't any. Big Gal again mentioned it to me before, and like, if you're going to play this game, you need to continue till you either die, and then you have to suspend your cycle that way.
That's right. Oh,
yeah. Oh, go on. Sorry. Go on.
No, go on, Carol.
So when you get to the other world, do you still start from the first world then?
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
That's right. So
that's what I was intrigued about.
Yeah. So if you carry on with the thing, you do essentially go back. But when you get to World 4, Level 1 has changed completely.
Oh, my God.
So like I said, Level 1 is a forest level. Level 2 is a Mars. And when you get to World 3, it's like the robot thing, isn't it? But once you get past that, Level 1 is now changed to like a rainforest that's not raining.
Okay.
So it's essentially the same level, but it has different enemies in it and different layouts.
So what happens when you go to Level 2?
But you don't have to go to Level 2. So you stay on Level 4.
Oh.
So essentially,
you go Level 1 and you Level 2.
Yeah, so
you die in Level 2. What happens?
If you done Level 2, you go back to Level 1. Again, I forgot to mention that it randomly generates the whole map again.
Yeah.
So sometimes it might take you 20 minutes to get to World 2, or sometimes it's right outside the door. It depends on how the game wants to regenerate it for you.
Yeah. Love that.
And there are moments where I've like so frustrated because it's like, oh, I died and the door's right there, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But again, I might come back and in the next minute, oh, the door's just there anyway. But when you get to Level 4, but you don't have to go for all that level again. So that was kind of a good, because if I thought to myself that was going to be the cut off of that game. If I had to go through levels 1, 2, 3 to get to 4 again, it's like, fuck that. I'm putting this game out of the way. Because World 3 is difficult. It's like I said, there are enemies that can one-shot you, but they're like mini bosses, if you will. Yep. But just these little flying things that shoot missiles, and Celine's dead straight away. It's just like, that's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
because I think, Ant, we've all played this game.
Yeah.
And I know you guys are really big on the Dark Souls game. Like, I was like, I can't believe that games can get this hard for me. But would you say it's comparable to Dark Souls? Harder, or kind of?
I wouldn't say it's harder. It's different. It's very much like Remnant of the Ashes.
Remnant. Okay.
But you do have to have your patience for it. Because, in theory, if you get through it without dying, it's quite a short game, to be honest. There's only 5 bosses in it, full stop.
Oh, that's it.
Because I did, when I eventually done the 3rd boss, I was like, yes, that is. I did the 4th boss straight away like that.
Okay.
Well, it took me about 3 turns, but it didn't take me a month to do it, you know what I'm saying? But then I got to the 5th boss, and I kind of cheesed it, because I kind of knew there's like certain things and how you defeat that boss, and I kind of looked it up beforehand, so if I hadn't done that, I'll probably still be on it now, in all fairness.
Of course.
But something just kept me going to play this game, and I'm not usually like that with these games, like Dead Cells. I love Dead Cells as a game, but it fucking frustrates the shit out of me.
It's like you could do like 5 bosses. If you die, you got to do all that
all the way again. But at least with this one, if you get past the 3rd one, you can go from 4 onwards.
Oh, thank God for that.
But, what I love about it is as well, like the upgrades you get. It's very like alien upgrades.
The parasites as well,
That's so unique.
But the thing is, every time you kill a boss, you get an upgrade for what you can do. So you might see like when you're doing a level, there's a ledge up there. How do I get up there?
Yes.
You don't do that until you kill the 2nd boss, and it gives you like a grapple hook, and you can get up there and stuff like that. So that's another reason to go back to those levels and do the better upgrades and stuff like that.
That's really cool.
But it's just
creepy and dark. Like,
creepy,
so creepy.
dark, but the story is so intriguing. It's like there is a good reason. I don't want to spoil it. Play it, and then you'll figure out for the story.
Yeah.
It's worth playing.
That's one of the reasons I wanted to play it, because, you know, for her, like, seriously, Celine's story is just, oh man, just seeing that bit with the house in the first level.
Dude, because you keep going back to it and it changes every time.
Oh, that's
and that's what I love about that as well.
Oh, it just frustrates me that it's so hard. I wish there was, like, I hate to say this, but like a story mode option,
they're doing
right?
I'll tell you, they're doing an upgrade for it. You can play
Basically
two
doing
player
upgrading.
The co-op.
Yeah,
I saw
and there's a
that,
new level as well where you keep going up or something.
Oh, it's like a up the floor kind of thing. Oh, that's great.
There was even times when my daughter was watching me play. She's like, "Come on, Daddy, you can do it." And it's just like, "Oh, I'm so gonna let you down, sweetheart." But hey, but yeah, such a surprise hit. A great game to get into PS5. I do have others to play, but that one just nailed it straight down. I didn't think I was going to like it, but when I told him I completed it, he was like, "Shut up!" He's like, "You can't be playing Elden Ring now." So yeah, I did it. I finally got boss 3, and then 3 and 4 and 5 boss straight afterwards. Done.
That's insane.
It was just that third boss.
A week, like just before he told me completely, a week ago, he was like, "Oh man, I can't do this boss." He was crying about, "I don't know, I'm going to give up. And then a week after, I started Elden Ring. I said, "What happened to Returnal?" And he's like, "I've done it." I was like, "What?" You fucking
honestly, I was
that's
just
really cool
because I pushed to the limits for that third boss. I obviously.
But like when it was originally done, like I think later after 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks into the game, they did a patch. So originally you wouldn't get a checkpoint or something like that until you do you got like 3 hours of gameplay. That was the turn off point for me because I did the whole run, like my first play, I did the whole run, got to the boss, and he had like the tiniest health and he killed me. And then I was like, I know what this is going to do to me. I know I ain't got the time. I know the checkpoint's going to be like in 3 hours, and then you know what? I'm going to have to call it quits now and then just move on. I literally had to force myself to put it down. Yeah, as good as the game is, don't get me wrong, it's amazing.
Absolutely,
like it's definitely the sleeper hit of last year.
Yeah,
it's a shame it went under radar,
and it's
definitely
Housemarque as well. Like they've been doing phenomenal games, man. It's such a good acquisition for Sony. They bought them out as well.
They bought the studio,
it is good, but same. I just ain't got the patience for it, man. It's just
I don't blame you.
If you ever do, I highly recommend it. It was definitely worth it in the end.
Those type of games is like what you're saying is, if you put it aside, like, my gaming time is like maybe an hour or two a day, and then maybe like not in a consecutive, like couple of days, and then I won't get back to it until next week. And when you do that with those type of games, you're like, oh well, what am I doing again? It's a bit like that. You forget, and then I think, that's why I couldn't do it. So.
Yeah, that's why I kind of stick to one, because if I'd have done that with Returnal, I'll probably be back to square one again. I was like, fuck, I don't want to do this all over again.
Exactly.
So good. I'm glad you put it in your list.
Yeah, finally, I'm glad I finally got to play it. I did see it like an E3, like the year before or something, and I was like, damn, I really want to give that a go. That looks like something that'd be right up my street, and it paid off. So it had to go in the top 5.
Yeah, it's good. And also the one more thing, Anne, about the game. If you guys ever, to be honest, even without, because I got the 10-piece headphones, you got them as well, right, Gal? Have you got them, man? The Sony headphone, the Pulse?
No, I've got the Xbox ones. I don't have the Sony ones.
Because have you played it with it, Gal?
Yeah.
It's incredible, isn't it?
The rain and all that.
So good. But the thing is, that's one thing that good Sony did. Like, you don't have to buy those headphones. You can use any headphones, and it has the 3D audio. They patch it into it. And it sounds incredible.
I bet, man.
Oh, it's scary. Like, you can hear things on the side.
Me saying about the sound effects for the guns in Outrider. Some of the sound effects in this, man. The assault rifle is the best gun in this, by the way. But it's oh my god! So, even when like some of the enemies stomp down on the ground, you can just feel that.
Feel it.
Feel it.
Do you remember a game called Rez? It's like a music sort of.
Yes, that was on PS2.
That's why it's very similar, and the music's very good like that as well.
Oh, it's similar to that.
Yeah, they did it.
Nice. Did that. Yeah, Housemarque.
Yeah, that's my number 2. Go cool.
Pretty good. Number 2. Right, my number 2. So this I'm going to do it again. It came out in January, the end of January.
In January. 1992.
No. It was a good reason for this, because I was praying that this game will get released just before Christmas, so I can just like during that Christmas holiday again during the lockdown.
And it got delayed till January.
And that's when it was slowly.
Sorry, we were in tier 4 by then.
Yeah, exactly. So they were like, okay, now you can go out and go into the world and come out of hibernation. At that point point, I mean, it wasn't so bad, but it was a game that I was, when you plan, when, it's already 2020, you think, okay, the, Delta variant's here and we're in for like 2 months, like the hardest lockdown we've ever had. And you're planning, these are the games I'm going to play, these are the movies I'm going to watch. So this game was supposed to be on it, and then it got delayed, and I was like, oh shit, okay, fair enough, I'm still going to play. So it's Hitman 3.
Nice.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
And that came. That
I love the
came out
first
and
level on that.
Oh, the Dubai, the skyscraper.
Oh.
Yeah, it's incredible. So what I love about this game is a continuation of the first two, and they've done it in such a world where they've got this thing. They've actually patented it. It's called the world of assassination. Right. So it's basically the whole world. So I envy anyone who's playing this for the first time. I wish I just kind of waited 5 years and just played it now, because it's the ultimate Hitman world. Like, it's got everything. Like, there's 20 levels now, and basically split up into 3 games. The third one, it just gets better and better.
Okay.
And they've added
so they all
so
connect,
much,
those ones,
and they all connect. So it's like a
so
continuation.
if you get Hitman 3, you get all the old games. Is that what you're saying?
No. So basically, what it is a continuation of the last 2.
Oh, okay.
But imagine, like, if you've never played the game, and this is the thing about the fact that they released it on the Game Pass, because there's people who probably never
It's
played
on the
Hitman.
Game Pass?
It's on the Game Pass. All 3 games.
All 3 games are.
All are on Game
life,
Pass
okay.
from start to finish. So imagine playing that. And the thing is, you don't know, if you play it from start to finish, like this is what people have said online, you don't notice like there's no like sudden jump. It just kind of gets better. You see what I'm saying? So normally you play 1 and 2, you see, oh, the graphics have improved. Oh, they've changed the control format. But in this one, it's all the same. So the way that they did it, the first game, was they released it episodically. And
That's right, I remember that.
Do you remember that?
There was a big controversy about that.
Big controversy. I preferred it because I thought, okay, I have 1 month to complete this level fully.
Sure, yeah.
And then move on to the next one and start again. It felt like you were getting a new game every month, in a sense. And the levels are huge. But now, like, they've done it in a way that, for example, whatever happens in the third game, those upgrades would also be done on the first. They'll be patched into the first and second one. So I remember playing the Paris level, the first ever level again, and it was like playing like almost like the third version of it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like they'd redone it for the game. It's the same level. All the controls are just basically, it's just one smooth kind of game. But the story is just so incredible. You know, it's so detailed. And number 3, what was great about it, because it was 5th gen, you know, obviously it's the power of these consoles. Just what makes that game so good, and I think I mentioned this on a previous episode of like my all-time favorite games, it's just the assassinations are so fun.
Nice.
So fun to do, you know. And with the PS5, like the share button, you know, and I think like with Galboy streaming, like really inspired to kind of go on and kind of just share that level. So there's one bit where you have an exploding golf ball. Okay. And, you know, you got to plant it. So one of the guys, when he hits it, he blows up and goes flying off the building. It's so genius.
That's Hitman 2, isn't
good.
it?
That's number 3.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's in that Dubai level. That's the first level.
Okay.
But that's the thing, because the level is so big and there's so many ways to kill him, and there's so many things you can do in that game. It's like a whole world in itself, and that's just one level.
Oh, nice.
You know, and it moves on to the next level.
I love the...
What's the neon level?
Oh, that's amazing.
Is
So
that
it's in
China?
Shanghai.
Shanghai.
Yeah. And that
looks gorgeous as the level design.
Oh, it's amazing. And even with the ray tracing, so because it's just rain, so you get the puddles on the floor and the neons bounce off.
Yeah, the colours in that are just so
beautiful.
Booming in that.
So good. But I think my favourite level in this, and again, like Gal, you've probably seen this, but I know Ant, you would absolutely just download this one level. So it's it takes place in an underground nightclub in Germany. Okay. And if you know, like, you know, German, you know, house music, sure, right? It's got all of that in it, and it's just, you feel like a raver who's there. So you dress up as a raver, you go in, and you got to kind of kill certain targets. So it's like, it's so funny because like you have to get, one of the targets is the DJ.
Oh, no way!
So I think this is like, you know,
so how do you get past that then?
That's the thing. It's so genius the way it's done. So you can come on as a guest DJ, and like, you know, because some DJs have the person who kind of gives them the equipment, who's hiding under the stage, as you know, to help them out with the effects and stuff. So you can tweak the effects, so the pyros go off and burns him alive.
Oh no way! That's brilliant. That is brilliant.
I was thinking, like, and because you're a DJ, you would appreciate.
Oh, I need to do that now. I need to just for that level.
So just for that level, it's genius. Yeah, and it's like a whole kind of like, you know, like Printworks in London. Yeah, right. It's based on that. So it's the whole kind of, you know, it's a disused factory that's turned into a rave, and there's all these like kids who are queuing up, and you got to somehow find your way inside,
find a way
and
to
stuff
kill
like
him and all
that,
that.
to kill him and stuff. And it's like 7 targets as well, and it's just it's brilliant. So it's every level has its own kind of magic to it. And the guys who are making this, IO Interactive, they are just so dedicated to this. Like this year, they're going to release new levels, and they're going to now introduce a thing where you have your own house, and you can actually like this is your safe house, and you can actually, in a sense, customize it and have your own gun room, and and kind of plan your assassinations in this house and stuff. So I love kind of building on that.
They still do that rating system at the end of what you get. Right?
Yes, and that's what makes it interesting, because the idea, the best way to play this game, because I remember like me and Gal, we were saying it's like you have to get the silent assassin. Yeah. So basically, that's when you've gone in and there's no evidence left that this person has been killed. Like they've somehow mysteriously died. So you want to try and do that for every level. And
you weren't spotted on the CCT. No one spotted you.
No one spotted you because you
I take you've got to have some proper patience for something like that.
That's the thing, because I always thought, you've got to really have patience to play this game. But then if you do it correctly, you can finish the level in like 10, 15 minutes. But
okay.
It takes time for you to kind of learn and kind of explore
find out all
it.
The different.
Exactly, like different.
But what I didn't like about the number 2, I don't know if the number 3 does it. Yeah. They kind of give away the ways of killing them.
That
was kind of annoying.
Absolutely. So I totally agree with you guys. So what I did on the third one is I turned the hints off. So by turning the hints off, you discover it yourself, and that's what makes it more exciting.
So you've got the option at least.
You've got the option, exactly. And when things get a bit hard, it's you can almost customize it. You can turn a certain tweak on, like a hint on, and it will slowly give you a bit of it, and then the second hint and third hint on how to kill the people and stuff. So there's so much to it, and it continues all the way through. And like, you as a character, like, you're getting more notorious as you're playing through the game. But number 3 absolutely smashed it. They kind of
so is that the end of the trilogy, or
that's it? It's finished. Yeah. So they kind of finished it. They've completed it now, because I think the studio now has been working. They're going to work on a new James Bond game.
Oh, nice.
So they're going to be using everything they've learned from Hitman to make this new James Bond game. Apparently, it's going to be epic, whatever. But Hitman 3 just had to be be there, and I think that was also
sounds really good, man. I mean, like I said, I saw the review for it, and I saw some of those level designs, like I said, with Shanghai and whatnot. It does look pretty badass.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it's great because it's all around the world as well. It's like you pretty much get a taste of like different countries and stuff. So
I enjoyed number 2. Yeah. I need to jump on number 3.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, and you really enjoy it. It's really good.
Good choice.
That's my number 2. Yeah.
What's your number 2, Big Al?
Mine.
Do you need to look at your phone again, or you're right?
No, I'm not going to date it because you're going to annoy me. But I think it was August anyway. But I can't remember. No, I think it was June. Monster Hunter Rise.
Oh,
yeah.
June, July. Monster Hunter Rise. Yes.
Yeah. I think. Again, I think I've mentioned it on the podcast.
I've heard nothing but good things from you on this game.
It's. I think the first thing I got to say is obviously you can play the game offline and online. Yeah. Online is like from the day one it was released, it was like on point, and even now I had no issues with it. Like I'm not saying it because I love the game. It's been on point. Like as soon as you're connected, people from all over the world, Japan or wherever, you're seamlessly just like that, and on a little handheld device. Apart from that, obviously Monster Hunter. I think it's really hard for me to decide what was better, but I think Rise kind of edges it a bit more. I think I think I thoroughly played it online this time, whereas Monster Hunter World, I was more reluctant to go online, and I just played it on my own. And whereas this, everything was online because it was so easy and accessible. So I was just even I did all the story modes. Well, for those who don't know, Monster Hunter is basically you in a world where you go out, hunt these monsters, and you rip them apart for weapons and armor. And
you're a poacher.
Yeah, and you get stronger and stronger, and it goes very in depth. It goes to really for how you craft these jewels and make it so you get a stun damage, break parts, and all these. It goes crazy into it. The community is nuts on it.
Yeah,
but the aspect of going around, it's not just go in and get the monster. No, you need to make sure you eat before you go because it gives you a little buff. Make sure you're prepared. You have to have your hunting gear. You have to have potions. You have to have stuff that makes you boost yourself in game. If you're going to capture it, you need to get your trap and all sorts of stuff. And it's not just what's it called? it's so much variety in there. Like, it's not you got dual blade and you got a long sword, you got like shield and sword.
Yeah.
So much. You got a gun lance, and you got the switch axe. Amazing, and you can. And this is the first one. But normally when I play Monster Hunter, I'm always the great sword guy. But then this was I managed to like play with dual sword, katana, sword and shield type. It was really cool, and this one's more like what would you say, like a Japanese sort of vibe to it.
Yeah.
So you got
even with the music.
Yeah, and all the monsters are sort of Japanese-esque dragon type. But
nice.
The creatures alone, I was like, design on it is amazing.
I was going to say, yeah,
it's pretty cool, and it's hard as nails, man, and it's constantly updated. And I think there's a huge DLCs coming out, and I'll definitely be getting that as well.
Nice.
I think I've put in well over 100 hours in this one.
Oh wow, my God.
And it's always ones that like I said, like I understand people with Call of Duty going back to it. Is this what I've been doing with this? I'm like, I always someone said, no, I can't. I need to, carry on. But there's some sort of itch that I need to go back. I need to make because I finished the main game.
Yeah,
but there's more stuff they keep releasing, and you're like, oh man, I need to come that guy.
Get you to come back.
Yeah, so I'm at the moment where I've been told that not any gear you get is no point, because the gear you're gonna get in the new one called Sunrise, it's just the first gear you get will be just OP anyway. So right. I kind of stopped a little bit. But I still have these itch to go back, and like some of the new ones, it's just I think they've got something called Apex or something, where it's just a certain monster they just fucking bonkers. It's hard as nails, and you need it's if you think you can have a team of 4.
Yeah.
If one of them's not right or they're not the right level, you're fucked. So you gotta be like on
you playing this on the Xbox or Switch?
So I think it's on the
only on the Switch and Steam Deck
and PC.
Nice.
I think
and PC as well.
PC,
nice.
Yeah.
I'm just very surprised how they had such a hit with Monster Hunter World. Like all platforms had it.
Yeah.
And then they thought, do you know what? Let's just throw the next one on Switch.
Yeah.
It was. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. It's just very interesting how they did that.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, they would have got a hit straight away.
Oh, if they're releasing everyone, it would be massive.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's just weird how Capcom just didn't do that.
Yeah. Weird. I think they've got like a deal with Nintendo or something.
When the originals on like the DS and stuff, so that's probably why, isn't it?
I think some were on the PS. I can't remember the original.
Okay. I always remember on the DS, but
yeah. But it's good. And you got you also get the Palamutes, which are the dogs, and if you're doing offline, you get both of them on their side. Get the cat creatures. I can't remember their name, and you got the dogs. Yeah. And they'll be like your support. They'll give you a buff, or depending on what sort of. It's like there's so much to it. Like there's stuff where you gotta like get material. So there's a market that opens up. There's a ship that you can send all these Palamutes on their little submarines to go get for you.
Oh wow!
There's so much.
You can send them to go do your shopping.
It is like if you're getting into it, it is very overwhelming. Like there's so much. Even when Dan was getting into it, I think he played it once online. And he was like, "Whoa, no, man!" But then I said, "Look, play it on your own, take your own time, and get into it to do the tutorials."
And
he loves it. I think
I loved it.
Yeah,
Monster Hunter was amazing.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. And it's like,
got to take your time with it. Like if you go if you go in a group, if you say you jumped in a game with me, you just be like, what the hell, man? This is bonkers. But play it as like a normal game, like go in and
slowly get into it.
You have to get into it.
Yeah.
But that's my number 2.
That's such a good
choice.
Yeah.
Let's go to the final ones.
Ooh.
It's the final count.
It's number 1.
So good.
I know it tells me to stop soaking over it. Oh, that's
right. So the number 1s. This is going to be interesting.
I'm hoping.
No, it's good then. Right, so my number 1, and this is going to be very controversial because I know there's a few people out there that did not like this game at all, but I friggin' loved it, especially.
I did as well, but.
Especially Dave, because he wasn't a fan of it, but I know he enjoyed it. Anyway, my number 1 is Resident Evil 8.
Oh, good.
Absolutely loved this game. This was the one game I was looking forward to last year. A big Resident Evil fan, regardless of some of the other ones that came out. But this, to me, was one of those ones where Resident Evil came back for me.
Yep.
So, obviously, we had 7 last time, which went back to first-person view. So you had to get used to it for that game. And it's a creepy game, number 7. Yeah. But then number 8 came out, and then I was, like you said, Gokul, with Returnal with the headphones. Yeah. I played this game entirely through headphones. They had 3D sound on the...
You got balls of steel, man. Just serious.
And do you remember how Resident Evil games was about shitting yourself?
I was going to say, how much underwear did you get through?
Yeah, trust me, there was a few. There was an absolute few. This game absolutely did it. Wow. Regardless if it was during the daylight and, with the lichens and whatnot.
Yeah.
It wasn't just that, it just gave me that feel as to why I play Resident Evil games. And that's why it had to be number 1, because it just got me back into Resident Evil as much as it did. I don't mind 7. I prefer 8 personally. But then obviously 6 wasn't all that. 5 was debatable. And then we had those other Revolution games beforehand. Yeah. It's kind of interesting, especially how they've ended it as well, because it will be very interesting to see where Resident Evil 9 goes. But I just love the idea. So this is another one where they've kind of gone open world with it as well, haven't they? Well, the village itself is you can free roam, can't you?
It's free roam. I wouldn't say open world, and as in like, oh man, there's like checkpoints.
But you can choose where to go, though, can't you? Yeah.
Okay.
Aren't certain parts blocked off? Right?
Well, that's what I'm saying, because you have to do certain A to B to start with, but when you have the bosses, you can choose which one you want to go to, can't you?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
There are a couple of downfalls which I'll get to in a minute with the game, but the reason why it's number 1 is, like I mentioned earlier, it's the atmosphere. It's that thing that created why you play these games.
Right.
And that's what made me feel like, yes, Resident Evil was back, baby, and nailed it big time. Up until it got towards the end of certain bosses, I wasn't a fan of. Like Heisenberg was a bit... Yeah, that was a very bit over the top, wasn't it?
But then,
the very, very end boss, I didn't feel wasn't very good either. She was just like, oh, it's just this random woman. The only problem is that this game hyped up for a character called Lady Damascus. Is it Damascus?
Yeah.
And
I'll tell you a story after this, God.
So she essentially, for me, should have been the final boss, and unfortunately, in this game, she's the first. Oh, and this is what I'm saying to Big Gal. So essentially, you have to go against her first.
Right.
Then after that, there's 3 other bosses, I believe.
Heisenberg, I think the doll one, that was fun.
Yeah, and then you got the water guy one. That was my favourite one, the water one.
Right.
What's the doll one?
The doll. There's a doll one, there's the water one, and there's Heisenberg, And then you can choose who you want to go against, whatnot. But you still have to go against them regardless at some point.
Oh, so you have to face them all. Like,
yeah.
So you essentially go if you think of them as dungeons, so you go there, and you clear that, and then you come back to the village to get something, and then you wake up to another one. So
exactly
kind of like that,
yeah.
Wow.
And like I said, what Big Al mentioned, there's a doll one earlier where you essentially go through this haunted house without any weapons.
Okay.
And it's like a little... that's what sorry, I'm going back on myself here. That's what I love about these bosses. All are done differently.
Yeah.
And with this one in particular, you're kind of like trying to solve a mystery as well as being chased by a massive unborn baby. It's so freaky. But it's pure Resident Evil. It gives you that terrifying feeling.
Yeah.
And especially when you're playing with headphones, it's a good fucking God, man.
That sort
Cannot
of
imagine.
where you have that... Is it a body, a fake body just lying there?
That's
and you got to keep going back and forth, and all of a sudden the body's not there, and then you start hearing some, and you're like, what the fuck? And I paused it, and I was like, no, I can't do this.
Yeah.
But
that's
scary.
Sorry, no, absolutely. And then,
I like the variety. I know, like it kind of go over the top, like you said, but you got Lady Damascus kind of over the top as well. But I felt a little variety in it, and I think. It was paced out nicely.
Yeah.
Maybe the last boss, you're right. Maybe they could have done something else. But I think overall it was pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the setting as well, the graphics for it, the castles you have to go through and stuff. Just, so well done. Chris Redfield's back. The story alone is so intriguing. Like, the beginning bit hooks you in straight away.
Yeah, and they explain why you can chop off.
Yeah, so, what's in Ethan? Ethan Winters.
Yeah.
So Ethan Winters was the guy who was in the first one as well. And there's parts in that game where his hand gets chopped off, and he just simply puts it back on and just
oh my god!
He puts like a health potion on
and it heals his cut off hand. It's like, but we find out why that's happened in the next one. So it's good how it's a continuation story.
Yeah,
and like I said, the story at the end. It's going to be very interesting how they do Resident Evil 9. Let's put it that way. I'm quite intrigued as to what they'll do with that.
Interesting.
But yeah, it just had to be number 1 because I had a blast with that game, and it was one of those ones where it's like you hyped up for it. And, sometimes when you have that hype, you're like, it wasn't worth the ride. Yeah. This was worth it from start to finish.
Right.
And Big Gal's in the game as well. He's called the Duke. So anyone who listens to our show but never actually sees what we look like, Big Gal looks like the Duke, just a white version of it.
He looks more like.
Don't shut up, bro. He's like.
Right,
it's a hybrid of you guys.
So there's a couple of.
He referenced the old guy. What do you buy?
Yeah, what do you buy? He's a guy I know, isn't it? Yeah, no, a friend of mine used to say that. He says, yeah. So I can't recommend it enough. It was just one of those ones where it had a couple of downers, like I said, but still worth the number one spot on my list.
That's amazing.
Good
yeah,
stuff,
that's it.
So when this originally,
sorry, you were going to say something. Yes.
I kid you not. I told myself I'm not going to get this right.
Yeah,
I'll wait for a bit. And Ant and Dave started playing it, and you have to play it. They completed it, and I was all right. And then I saw this. I didn't know at the time. I thought I saw this mod where Ethan Winters got what's a fly?
Like a swat.
Swab.
Yeah, the swat.
That swats the.
Yeah.
And then he goes around like smacking Lady Damascus' bottom. And he's like proper like, and I was like, God damn, I want to do that because she's basically a giant and she's tall, very like curvy, and I was like, damn. Right. And the smack was like, I was like, God damn, I want to do that. And I was like, Ant, is this? Can you? I've already ordered the game, and I was like, can you do that? Do you get that? And he's like, no, dude, that's a mod. I was like, oh man. So I apparently got it. No, but I was gonna get it eventually, but that was one of the reasons that I was
like, together.
Just to smack her ass.
There was a really random, most hilarious mod I've ever seen on Resident Evil. I think it was with 7, actually. It's the... Have you guys seen the Thomas the Tank Engine?
Yes.
Oh,
that's
Resident
Evil 2.
Is that number 2?
Resident Evil 2, when they turn Mr. X into
Thomas Tank Engine.
Thomas Tank Engine,
and it's spooky because like the music's like choo-choo. It's like, hey, Thomas.
It's brilliant. That is
so funny.
Her daughters are quite... How you have to kill them is pretty cool as well. With the light.
Oh, Lady Damascus' daughters. Yeah. I don't want to ruin it for people.
Oh, sorry.
But there's a part, and again, it's totally freak show. So you go under like this basement in one of these villages' houses, right?
Yeah.
And there's a note, right?
Okay.
And it says, turn around, look out the window. And you know something's going to be there, right? Okay. And it's like, oh no, it's actually a password to get you into the next door or something. Yeah. So you go back and then all of a sudden there's something right in your face. Oh, for fuck's sake, Resident Evil, damn you.
Damn you.
This is so number one.
He's like, I've got changed to a Fortnite,
They can change another pair of underwear now. Goku, what's your number one, sir?
Lovely. Okay. I think I might have a clash here with Gal. It's our number one. So I'm gonna say it very slowly.
I told you you're good.
Yeah? Okay,
you're
you sure?
100%.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of like introduce this as number one and stuff, right? So this is a game that was shown at E3. I remember the one who kind of really put it on the radar was Kurj, Gal, your brother and stuff, and he was like, "Yeah, you gotta wait till this game comes out, give it a go." And it's as soon as you see the studio name, it's exciting because it's made by Annapurna Interactive, and if you know these guys, amazing movie company. Right, and they've kind of used everything they've learned from making their movies, brought those resources to making video games and storytelling, and just absolutely amazing. There's a lot of games that are coming out from them now, and each and every one are different and amazing at the same time. And it's a game that's come out, and it's called 12 Minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Nice.
Okay. Are we clashing?
No, you're good.
Oh my god!
Good,
for once, I actually wanted a clash with someone.
It's a Pokemon game. Let's face it. Come on.
It is a
anyway,
Pokemon game. It's no Pokemon game.
It's so weird. I was actually going to honourable mention that as well, but nice. No, honourable mention. Yeah, but go for it.
Say that. It's incredible. So I wanted to try and explain this game.
You're number one. That's very
number
surprising.
one.
I knew it would be. As soon as you played it, I knew.
Could you tell, Gal? That was my number one. Because it came to a point, and when I think I must have put it up on our WhatsApp group. I was like, oh, guys, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? I think,
that's right.
In fact, I made like a small group of the people who played it, and Nash was in it as well. So it's me, Nash, and I think Big Gal. And I think we were just kind of talking about it and stuff because we wanted to see what happened in it, right?
We were essentially trying to solve it by talking. What did you do this?
Oh, did you do that? Did you do this? Exactly. That's what made it special. So I think I got like it's not here anymore. Okay. Basically, it was like a blurb of what kind of, what explain the game basically, because I was finding it really hard to explain it, but actually come to think of it, I can actually say what it is. So the game takes a playthrough of the game is 12 minutes. In real time you've got 12 minutes. Again, it's got that whole time loop thing, a bit like the death loop thing that we were talking about, and follows the same thing where every time you play it you're discovering new things, and you use that to kind of play the game again
in this sort of conversation sort of style, not like action or because you're just stuck in a room, isn't it?
Stuck in a room, exactly. So there's no action. So it's a top-down view, like standard bird's eye GTA kind of thing, but it takes place in an apartment.
An apartment. That's
exactly. And that's what makes it really fascinating, right? Because it's not like an open world. It's your living room, your standard apartment layout, your living room, the bedroom, the bathroom, and the closet, and that's all it is. So you can move your character around, so it's cursor based. So you have a little dot, you press a button, and the character goes or interacts with it or whatever. And essentially, you're collecting items as well. But what makes it so good is that it's ultimately a puzzle, and it's the most amazing thing. Like, how do they put so much detail in essentially like this kind of room? Right. You know, like one thing leads to another. Like, the lightning you hear outside affects something. You know, it's just so many different things are happening. So essentially, you're trying to solve something that's happened. It's a couple. It's like this couple, and they're in love, and they've moved in together, and celebrating the birthday, I think lady's birthday or whatever. And then something happens. And then when you look back, it's one of those games when you finish it, and this is like one of those, when you think about those kind of like thriller movies, when you play it again, or you from the beginning, you think, how did it snowball into what it is right now? Like, how the fuck did it happen?
And everything is already planted already,
and it's already there. Exactly.
Like,
so you're like, wow, how did I miss that? How did it take me 4 hours to get to this bit? You know, to kind of play that again.
But it was already there in the first place.
It was already there in the first place. But you'd never think on
you
right?
probably run into the closet and you find a phone. I was like, I can't do that. Well, you just
it's just the phone,
and then it comes back and you're, yes. Right. I can use the phone.
I can use the phone. Yeah. For example, like a quick example without spoiling it is like, okay, there's a phone there. I mean, you wouldn't think in your head. It's like, you know, when you're kind of discovering things, like you think to yourself, what would I do in real life? And in your head, you're thinking, there's no way the developers went that into detail with the telephone. That's what you think. Yeah. But you're thinking, something happens where you want to maybe call the police, and you think, there's a phone there, and then then there's more to this phone because it's a smartphone and you can actually dial numbers in it. So you ring 999, but you're thinking, hold on, this is in America, so 911. Then it goes to the police. So it's little things like that.
And it doesn't tell you to call the police. You call it yourself. So
it's kind of based on like, it's not like you need like proper knowledge. It's just general knowledge. Like, what would you do in real life to kind of make things happen? If I put something in the microwave, that sound, that ding, is that going to set something off, or is that going to alert someone? And little things like that, And as you're playing it, you come towards the end, and it gets to the point when it's such a good game to have a discussion with people. It's kind of dangerous because the first thing you say is when you're having a discussion, how far have you got into the game? So you start off like at the beginning and you slowly work your way up to the point when that person is stopped, because otherwise if you say something, it's ultimately spoils it for someone else.
And essentially each loop is you've uncovered something. Every single time I've learned this, so let me try this. And then every, like, maybe if you do it like 50 times, but every 50 loop you've learned something new. You figured out, okay, so I've learned this, and then you go back again. I know it sounds a bit, but it's the one I found was where like it's just exactly what you point. I found the phone and I was like, okay, this is gonna happen.
Right.
What if I ring the police?
Yeah.
The game does not say it, and you ring it and you're like, hello, and okay, we'll send someone out. I'm like, whoa, what?
That's right.
Whoa, what?
Exactly.
It's wicked, man. It's so realistic as well.
Very realistic. And think about it, because it's 12 minutes as well. So, response time. So if you ring it towards the end of the cycle, they're not going to get in time. So the next one, you're like, okay, maybe I should ring this right at the start. Because I know someone's going to come and I can prepare for them to come in.
Yeah,
that's the other thing. So you're kind of like preparing, you're kind of knowing what it's all based on time. Even like with a lightning bolt that happens outside, like a thunder.
That is so key as well.
Which is absolutely key, and that's something that's a constant. That's always going to play at the same time. You can't control that. So
everything that happens exactly how it is.
Yeah.
But how the way you deal with it.
It's the way
each loop is what's the way you uncover or stuff.
Couldn't have said it better. That's basically what it is. Exactly. And for me, the reason why this came number one, I think it's just because just how unique this game is, right? I mean, it's only 200 megabyte. That's all it is. Simple game.
Wow.
It's nothing, but so much happens in this 200 megabyte of, just amazingness, and it's got so much to it.
The story just goes, what?
It just starts off like this. Exactly. And it just spikes up. And it's something that can happen. It can happen in real life. There's nothing that's fantasy about it. It's based on like it can definitely, you can see this happening based on like, you know, real life like thriller kind of, you know, something you read on the newspapers,
right?
You know, and then you can make a book out of it. You know, it's just really, really interesting.
That's a good book. That'd be a good book.
Right. But at the end, it's like, you know, that oh my god moment. There's a few oh my god moments, and it's just like, what a way to end it. Like literally, it's really. Yeah, it's just fantastic.
Nice.
Great game. So,
Groundhog. That's like 3 mentions of Groundhog Day.
Yeah. It's been,
it's been, definitely. I think last year there's a lot of games that had that kind of aspect, isn't it? Going back in time, replaying it. Yeah, exactly. And this was done in a very, that's what made it interesting though. It's like, it's very, we've said this guy, isn't it? It's very minimalistic. That's what, you know, how do they make something so interesting in some, you know, just limited resources that you have? And that's what makes it good, because as opposed to Deathloop, there's so much going on, but that's great. Right. But this one, that's what makes you think about it. That's what makes you really annoyed, because you're like, I've clicked on every part of the house. I've, you know.
What haven't I done now?
Exactly. I've checked behind the vase. I've looked, you know.
In the beginning, it starts, what would I do? Like, what should I, you know.
Yeah.
And then I think there's one where like I think you can, without spoiling, I think you can pretend you're dead or something. And
you can play
like,
dead.
Yeah, I think there was some unique things that happened. I can't remember.
But
you know, go out and just play this game.
Go out and explore it for yourself.
Have you played it?
Have you played
it? I completed it in 10 minutes.
Nice.
It's a lie.
I actually believe that.
12 minutes I completed it in 10.
Have you played it though?
No. I actually downloaded it. I haven't actually played it yet, because I downloaded it when it came out in the past a while ago, and I just never really got around to it. Everything else was just jumping ahead of it. But I will definitely give it. Now it's your number one. I definitely will give it a go.
Definitely, and it's good to play with the missus as well, you know, or whoever's there.
Yeah, try play with someone.
It's really interactive. Really, it's one of those games that someone can watch and just like get blown away by it. You know, they can just be sitting there with their like, you know, their covers around them, just watching you play like this game. It's that the watchability in it is just, it's like watching a movie. That's all it is. Like it's like a long 2-hour movie.
Nice,
it's
interactive
really
movie.
Yeah, it's great.
Good choice. So I'll definitely be playing that.
Yes.
So here we go, the big reveal.
Oh, is it me?
This is why we're all here, Andy.
This is why we're here. This is why we're all here.
Gave up our Sunday. I could be watching
2 hours straight after work. Come on, what is it?
The game released by Atlas came out in November.
It came out in November, did it?
Yeah, last year, November.
Right, not October.
I'm going to call this.
It's going to be something like Fire Emblem or something.
I'm going to call it, for me, I think it's going to be like, a Pokemon killer game type.
Right, so it's a Switch game then.
Yeah, definitely. Shinigami Tensei 5.
What?
Shinigami Tensei 5.
Okay.
So
what is it?
You know Persona?
Right.
So I always thought Persona was the mainstream game, but Persona is a spin-off of Shinigami Tensei.
Oh.
Okay, and Persona is more like always like orientated by school kids and whatever. But this I got into by playing. I knew of Shinigami Tensei because of Persona, basically.
Right.
And there was earlier that year there was a remake that was released, which was Shinigami Tensei 3 Nocturne, and that is hard as fuck. Okay, really? So it's basically an RPG, JRPG, and the reason why I said that Pokemon killer is because sorry, I'll go back. I'll take my time. So I played Nocturne, and I loved it. It's so good. It's got elements of Persona, elements of Pokemon. And obviously, when I saw the trailer for Shinigami Tensei 5, I think it was announced 4 years ago. And I was like super up because I was already heavily into Persona. And I know it's sort of the same franchise. Similar. So I was waiting. Finally, we got a release date. Boom, last year, November. So I played the remake first. Couldn't complete it. Hard as fuck. I would say it's the Dark Souls of RPG, the Nocturne one.
Wow. Okay.
And I was like a bit reluctant for the 5 to come out. I thought, is this going to be hard as well? So it came out, and it's basically my turn, your turn, essentially.
Who is it? It's your turn. It's my turn. The first time we said that in 2022.
And what I love about it is
fucking games, man.
I know. Hear me out. So the stories with these games with the cinema, it's very like vivid. It's not as like, it goes religious and all like darky and weird. So the main kid gets transported in another world, and he gets these powers that was given by a demigod or whatever. And then you have to, throughout the game, you have to select what sort of faction that you want. So, and essentially, God has erased Tokyo or the world, and you have the power to select what factions that you want to become God, and give. And everyone's got their own different ideals, and you get to select it throughout. That's the main sort of gist of the story, and the gameplay is obviously, like I said, my turn, your turn.
Yeah.
But what I really love about it is it's got the Pokemon mechanic, where obviously Pokemon, you build a team by catching a team, and leveling up. It's got the same principle in this, where any enemy you see, maybe the boss or any creatures you see, you have the potential to recruit them into your team. And it's not whereas Pokemon, you catch them, you have to negotiate with them. And the negotiation, I know it sounds funny. So sometimes, you see the enemy, you be like, you have an option to say, "Oh, do you want to join me, recruit you," and stuff. And he'll be like, "Oh, give me £1,000." It's very weird, or give me some health. I know what I'm saying, it sounds weird. That's how you recruit. And sometimes he'll be like, fuck off, I'm not. It's quite dark as well. I'm not joining, you're too weak. If your level's too weak, he won't join you, or he'd just be like an arsehole and not join you. So you essentially build your team.
Yeah.
As your character
get bigger and
stronger. So that's the aspect I really love, because like Pokemon, and this is very adult-y, like dark, and some of the some of the creatures, some of the creatures you see, like it's got a devil in it, like he's just floating, he's flying around, he's got like a dildo, but it's weird. I'm not. Wait, hang on.
Jesus.
But it's not that dirty as I'm saying, but if you look into it, you're like, whoa, what the hell? That's creepy, man. And this is like a chariot with a big dick. Like, I know.
But you're not helping yourself here.
No, I'm just trying to say it's not what Pokemon is.
Yeah.
The art style is beautiful. It's amazing. It's like heavy, like anime.
Yeah.
So good, man. Like, every sort of creatures like you see run into, you're like, oh man, I want to get him in my team. Yeah. That sort of thing.
Japanese, huh?
Japanese, yeah. Very like anime influenced.
Yeah.
And the battle system, obviously it's got the my turn. So
I love how you call it that now. It's like
turn based, but it's got this sort of element. So like if you know that particular enemy, every battle becomes like unique. So it has a potential. So if you hit that enemy's weakness, say if this enemy's weakness is fire, you essentially get an additional power. So if you hit, say each enemy has all their weaknesses fire. Yeah. So if you do a fire that hits all 4 of them, you get additional 4 turns. So each battle,
so you learn in a way. Yeah.
You learn, and each battle becomes really unique. And if you don't know, then if the enemy hits your weakness, then they get a extra turn, and you. So that way it's kind of hard. So if you know your enemies, so you kind of learn like that way. So that is very unique. Secondly, the world is kind of open world, but linear, and it's massive, and it rewards you for like going and exploring, because there's a character I love. I can't remember his name. He's like a vendor, and you can buy stuff from him. You can buy. So all the recruiters, you can level them up and essentially fuse them. You can do like 2 fuse, and you become a different creature,
right?
And they get stronger essentially. And you can do triple fusion, and essentially you can buy an essence from them, the vendor. So he gives you the power, so you can give those powers to your mate. I know it's really too much, but as you play it, the character develops his. Say you're going to a boss, and your weakness is water, but so you want to change your essence, so you buy that, or get an essence from the enemy recruiters you have to change your play style. So it's got all these attributes in the game, and
sounds cool.
Just goes like in depth in that sort of style. And what I love about it is open. The world is amazing. Like, it starts off with like basically it's just Tokyo, but it's just eradicated. It's got like sand dunes, and it's just like gorgeous. Yeah, I wish I could show you. I'm gutted that I didn't get the limited edition, because you get like art books and stuff. I'm sure they'll do like art book with it, but seriously, like I know it might not be your thing, but I love this type of game, and I truly think I think it has the potential to knock off like Pokemon. I think, and it's I think as Pokemon are going on, I think it's the wave. Like I really like this. And I think it has a potential for me to be for me. I think I'll prefer this than Pokemon nowadays.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa! Serious?
Yeah, like
we had it first.
We had it first day.
We had it
exclusive.
It's not because
world premiere.
It's just more adulty, and I think Pokemon is like not saying I'd still love Pokemon. It's just because they're trying to Arceus came out and Pearl Diamond came out last year. I bought it, I didn't play it. I played Arceus. They're just trying different things, and there's only something you can do that's keep. It's been done and dusted. But I'll start another game come out like Violet's gonna come out. I'm gonna get it. It's something I love, but this is done really well. And when they announce the next one, I'm gonna be all over it. And I think my heart is set on Shin Megami Tensei, and I've done Persona as well. Yep, I got a first ever platinum trophy.
Oh yeah, Persona.
Yeah, so
and it's the same people who did that, obviously. Well, so that's immense. Yeah.
So I gotta say that's why I got to be. I waited 4 years for it as well.
Oh, nice. So is it going to carry on? It's going to be more? Or?
I think it's like an ongoing franchise. It
okay, right.
Coming, and then each story.
Yeah.
So if you have a chance, I know you might not, but just give it. Even a look into it to see what it is. It's very like artsy, like anime-esque.
It just sounds so interesting because, like, the whole Pokemon mechanic thing. That's what drew us as kids, isn't it? With the Game Boys and stuff.
You guys, anyway. But
there's something about creating your team and getting stronger. That aspect. That's not just
catch in. Yeah, it's not
collecting and sort of thing. And there's something about when you see the enemies and you're like, oh man, I want that guy, on my team so I can get stronger, collect more, and all the enemies and the bosses are all like mythological gods.
Yeah.
So you got the Egyptian gods, you got Zeus, you got Thor, stuff like that, and there's Greek and all that, and you got Hinduism as well. You got Vishnu, Lakshmi, Shiva, and all that, and they all got like different versions of it, and it's quite like the art. Like I said, just go in and look for Shin Megami Tensei 5 art designs, and you just be amazed. Art is amazing on that.
That actually sounds really interesting, dude. Yeah. They've never done anything like that. And it's like you said, like it's like people have grown up as well with Pokemon, and then they're moving on to something that's more. Do you think that's what they did? Do you think they maybe thought, let's just make like almost a concept from Pokemon, but a bit more adult? And they
maybe
brushed around.
Hey, it worked for him at the end of the day. So
yeah.
Interesting pick, mate. Good choice.
That's a good choice.
That's my top. I think it's going to be close to be a game of all time. Like it's a contender to come and break into the top 5 for me.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
I think that's something we need to do in like a future season. Is like an updated games of all time, because there's a few that I've played recently and I think deserve to go in there now as well. So
definitely
there'll be a couple of changes. Maybe do a whole top 10, not just the top 5.
Yeah, that'd be quite interesting.
2-part. You heard it here first. Anything else on that, guys? If not, we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
I think we got some pretty... I think it was one clash out of the whole lot.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too bad.
It wasn't so bad, wasn't it? Yeah. Say, like, honourable... Do you want to do honourable?
Oh, yeah, go for it. If you've got some.
I've just literally Googled it to see if there's anything in case we missed out. Did you guys ever play a game called It Takes Two?
No, because you need 2 players for that, don't you?
I was going to say, that's why I never played it.
But the guy who did that did A Way Out, and we friggin' love that game. That was so... We did that, didn't we? It was so good.
Oh, that is such a genius. Amazing game. Yeah, Metroid Dread. What do you think of that, girl? Did you like that?
Again, it's one of those ones that I know it's a bit like... I've got it.
Yeah.
I just didn't have time for it at the moment.
It's like because I bought Far Cry 6.
Yes, is that good?
Well, I haven't played it. That's what I'm saying. I bought it and I just haven't had time to play it. So it probably would have been in the top 5 because I do love my Far Cries.
Yeah.
If you ever listen to future other episodes, guys, you know I love a Far Cry game, so that probably would have gone in there. So that's my honourable mentions. Far Cry 6.
That's
Back for Blood.
Back for Blood. Yes.
See, Back for Blood was alright.
I really like it, man.
But again, the only issue with it is that I've played it once. I've done the campaign. I haven't gone back to it since. So it's a damn good looking game, but I just haven't gone back to it. It was good. It was okay.
Yeah, it was
for me. It was okay.
My 2 indie games before you go in is Disco Elysium. You check that out.
Oh my!
Have you played it?
No, I played it, but it's on pause because I'm playing other things at the moment.
Can I just say, because everyone has said good things about that game.
Check it out.
Literally, people force me to play it.
And you've actually played it?
I still haven't played it. I'm waiting for it to come down.
RPG element as well. Not like but there's stuff into it, but it's meant to be like really good. I can see where it's going.
It was like game of the year before that.
It's like a point and clicky. And Eastwood is another honorable mention for me.
Eastwood as well.
Any others?
That's it, pretty much. Yeah, we've been through.
Oh, sorry, I thought I didn't want to.
No, I thought he had more as well.
I just went through the list. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Covered.
All right, so we'll leave it there, guys.
Woo.
So yeah, if you liked what you listened to, guys, follow us on Facebook at the M.T.V.B podcast, or on Instagram at M.T.V. podcast, or on TikTok at M.T.V. podcast 197, or on Twitter M.T.V. podcast 1.
Nice.
In the meantime, guys, I'm Ant-Man.
I'm Goku.
Grey Fox.
And we're all signing off, guys. See you soon.
See you guys. Peace out.